All right, this is the Halloween episode. This is going to be out before Halloween, right?
Yeah, this comes out Friday. 2 days from now. It's a tight turnaround.
Well, don't tell them that.
Oh, well, they know now.
They know now. Okay, viewer at home, I want you to close your eyes. Well, unless you're driving and listening to this, don't close your eyes then. If you're driving, you're allowed. Or if you're doing something where you have to keep your eyes open, do that. But if you're not, do close. You know what? Just keep your eyes open and picture in your mind's eye. Imagine a spooky house. You're in a spooky house and there's a fog around you. Chris, are you imagining this?
Yes, I am. I'm following you in the journey.
I want you to imagine a ghostly presence around you, filling you with existential dread.
Oh my God, no.
I want you to be scared because of this simple fact. This is for Chris. This was a trick. I'm only here to scare Chris. Chris, you've been playing games now with me for a couple months, and I've been getting you to get trophies. But I want you to be filled with the very terrible existential dread that no matter how many games you play, no matter what you do, at the end of the day, nothing you can do will stop you from this horrible fact. I have more trophies than you.
I got you, motherfucker. Happy Halloween.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, and our friends beyond the binary. It is a time for another great episode of I Have More Trophies Than You. Ooh. This is a podcast about video games and the different ways that people play them. I am your host, Dr. Ryan Reed, number 98 in all of America for trophies. What up?
Hey, and I'm also your host. I'm Chris. See, that time I put in the host.
Yeah, you did it. Good job. I'm glad that you're owning up to your hostness.
I'm a host of the show.
You're the ghost host with the most.
Could you imagine? What if I turned into see, this game is infecting my brain already.
Don't. Save that.
Yep, we'll save it. We're going to save it for a second. Ryan, what have you been up to? How have your weeks been?
How's my...
Are you getting into the spooky season? Are you excited for Halloween?
Spooky is fun. I like to watch. I was gonna go. Okay, so little pro tip out there to the viewers. We usually record this on the Tuesday before it comes out.
Typically, yeah.
Chris had a previous engagement. We recorded it tonight. I was supposed to go see the new Halloween movie tonight, but I pushed it off for the sake of the podcast.
Aw. You didn't have to do that. Because I'll tell you right now, that movie is not very good.
No, everyone keeps saying that. Shut up. I don't want to know anything. I want to go in blind. I love Michael Myers. He's great. He's my favorite killer because he has nothing. He's just he's a shark in the water. He just kills for the sake of killing, and I love it. And all of his movies are either great or complete garbage. And the last one was really good. So I want this one to be good. And I have a feeling that everyone says it sucks. It just doesn't get it, and I'm gonna love it.
I don't know. I watched it the other night, like right as it came out.
No spoilers.
And yeah, no spoilers, but I can't wait to see what your take on it is. Because boy, is it something. I will say it is, like, the action in it and stuff, awesome. It's fucking great. Like, that stuff is always fun. So the rest of it I'm a little lukewarm on, but
well, I can't wait because I think I'm gonna love it.
Yeah, I hope you do, because hopefully this trilogy ends up well for it, because the franchise kind of needs the love. Wait, do you like Halloween 3?
Oh, love it.
Oh, okay, awesome. That one's really goofy for me. Like, I like it, but it's like I get...
That is definitely not at all... It's sort of like Tokyo Drift, where it's like, it's the best in the series, even though it has nothing to actually do with the series.
Yeah. At
least with Tokyo Drift, they brought Han in, and they, like, incorporated...
They made it work, yeah.
Seasons of the Witch should just be its own movie called Season of the Witch. It shouldn't have Halloween 3 in front of it.
Mm-hmm.
And to call it the best Halloween movie is kind of like cheating, because it's not a Halloween movie. But out of all of them, I do think it's the most rewatchable, and I love it. But it's not a Halloween movie, but it's great.
I feel that.
But anyway, yeah, I've just been busy with work, so
I feel it.
I've only played a paltry 28 new Platinum games. Whatever. I do want to note, I got a question about this myself. We've been doing this for a while, and I talk about all the games I've been playing, and they're mostly fucking garbage, and people were like, you're playing 28 games every 2 weeks or whatever, and it sounds like there's only one like good game in there. What the fuck? I wanted to clue people in. This is welcome to Ryan's Platinum Trophy Hunter tips. This is where I talk about how I play a bunch of shitty games but don't go crazy by still playing good games. So my work schedule is very awesome. I love my job because this is how it works. I go to work at 8 a.m. I see patients till like 11:30 noon. I come home. I got a 2-hour lunch. Then I go back at 2, and I'm done usually anywhere from 6 to 6:30, depending on how many patients I got. When I come home for lunch, I eat a sensible lunch, and I play some shitty games. And then when I come home at night, I play real good games. Like right now, I'm at lunch today, I platinumed some shit-ass game called Crazy Gravity. But then when I came home tonight, once we're done, I'm going to play a little Far Cry 6.
Ooh, have you been enjoying that? I've been playing on PlayStation for the last week, so it's like I see you online playing Far Cry like every night, so...
It's Far Cry 5 was really, really good. I know some people didn't like some of the changes they made, and every time they change a little bit different. This time around, they got some base building. I do love a game with base building, but not like in Fallout where it's like build a base. More like, hey, here are all of these like different resources. Like, hey, if you invest money in the medicine, you'll get that kind of thing. Like in this one, I built like this whole hideout network, and so I was able to get access to a bunch of fast travel points that I wouldn't have had till much later in the game, very early, so I can jump around the map and hunt treasures easier. And then I invested in my Bandito board, which is they have sort of like, if you ever played Assassin's Creed, I think they started in Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, and a couple of Ubisoft games have had this, the thing of like, you can send off NPCs to do missions for you.
Oh yeah, just kind of like little fetch. Yeah, like a lot of games employ it just as a way of gathering resources and like your passive time.
Yeah. So I built that up, so now I've got more people and better resources and shit like that. I can eventually build other things, like I can build a hunting tent so I can get better resources off animals, or I can build a cantina so I can use the meat that I get off animals to make buffs. Shit, like I love that shit. So it's got that.
Right.
It's got a whole equipment system that previous Far Cry's haven't had. Huh. Far Cry for me is very, very simple. I like all the new stuff, but at the end of the day, Far Cry is, I want an AR-15 with a silencer on it. I want a sniper rifle with a silencer on it. I want some big loud weapon, and I want a giant bow. And so I haven't gotten all of the weapons I like yet, but I'll get there. And when I get them, then the game will be more fun. Right now, I'm just kind of struggling with what I got. But it's still early.
Yeah, I was going to say, how far are you in? Like 10 hours maybe?
No, probably like 3 or 4. Like, okay. I have been so fucking busy with work.
Super early. Gotcha.
So, like, I've gotten through the prologue, maybe like 4 or 5. I got through the prologue, which the prologue is actually pretty lengthy. It's like its own little island. And so I'm now on the big map, and they're like, hey, there's 3 dudes that if you go and, talk to them, you'll help them get to the cause. And so I'm talking to the first one, and I'm trying to get them on my side and shit.
Gotcha. You're like just stepping into like the main world.
Yeah, I'd say I'm like an hour or 2 into the main game.
Gotcha.
That's the best way to put it. But I did want to shout out all of the shitty games I got really quick that have gotten me to, I must again reiterate, I am number 98 in all of America.
Wow! Congratulations!
Everyone shut up. So quickly, the games that I've platinumed since last time are, I will say a lot of these are because there's a sale going on, so I got these cheap. We have Alien Destroyer. That is $1, and it was some shit-ass game where you just run in a circle and shoot 3D models, whatever. Alveoli on the PS4. I already platinumed that on PS5. This is some like fucking dumbass art game. Dreaming Sarah on the PS4 and PS5. It was just like a little adventure game that had kind of a what's it called? Alice in Wonderland vibe. It was whatever.
Oh, okay.
Dull Grey on the PS4. I'd already done on the Vita. It was some text-based, like, choose your own adventure. It sucked. Gravifier? What the fuck was Gravifier? I don't even remember this game. Hold on. Keep this in. I do not remember playing this game. What the fuck is this game?
It could totally be a made-up game. Gravifier?
No. I got it on the PS4 and PS5. Oh, this was that game. It was like a block puzzle game. It's like a block puzzle pushing game where you have some control over the gravity. Whatever, it was fine. Pretty Girl Mahjong Solitaire Red on the PS4 and PS5. That's again the Booby Girl series where you just play Mahjong Solitaire. We got Horned Knight. That was like a little fun kind of platforming jump game. Sun Wukong versus Robot. That game fucking sucks. That was some like shitty kind of like Metroidvania Mega Man-ash ripoff where you're playing like a robot monkey versus other robots. Whatever. We got 2 more games in the Zippy the Circle series, which of course is brought to us by Breakthrough Christian Gaming, our favorite Christian cult out there making video games for $1 a piece every Sunday. We got Zippy the Circle level 5, 6, and 7, and Zippy the Circle levels 8, 9, and 10. We got Lux Slinger, which was like a little platform-based like what's it called when they make it look shitty on purpose, like old shitty?
Oh, I don't know if there's like a term.
You know what I'm talking about?
Like, yeah, just like a retro, quote unquote,
like 8-bit, but on purpose. Whatever, it was shit. Micetopia. This game. There's this game Micetopia, which is like a little dungeon crawling kind of adventure game, and it was easy. And then there was one trophy, like all the trophies were in the first level, and then there was one trophy in the second level. And the second level was fucking impossible because it's like there's no checkpoints, and you need to get like 10 screens in to this part, and it's fucking hard, and the controls are ass. Fuck that game. Then we had the Marauder Chronicles Curse Over Valdra on the PS4 and PS5. That was a dating sim that each stack took me 1 minute.
Oh, jeez.
Not even the first one took me 1 minute and 3 seconds. The other one took me 1 minute and 8 seconds. I paid, I think, $9.99 to get both those platinum trophies, and for 2 minutes of gameplay. Then we had a game that was a quarter called Ascend Shaft that was made in like fucking MS Paint. It looked like complete dog shit. Played like complete dog shit. It took me an hour. I fucking hated it. Then we had Bouncy Bullets 2 on the PS4 and PS5. That is a sequel to Bouncy Bullets, which is a first-person puzzle shooter, whatever, garbage. Mortis Temporis was this shitty little like speedrun game where it's like, get all the dots in 8 seconds, whatever it is. Garbage. Here's a game that was really, really good, even though it only took me about 40 minutes to get the platinum on each one. And I actually recommend this. There's this game called Glay Lancer. It's a port of like some Japanese-only shmup from like the late 80s, early 90s.
Yeah, it looks like it's got this like crazy Macross-ass art. Like, this is awesome.
Yeah, it was fun. It was like $5 and you get both stacks. If you like shmups, I like shmups. It was fun. There's this shmup I played called Cotton, which was you're like a magical witch girl, and it's got anime shit. Apparently, they just put out 2, 3, and 4, like there are other ones. Oh shit! And they put out like a physical copy. I was thinking about getting off PlayAsia. That's fun. I might get that. Then we did get Space Break 2. The Break series, always a big fan.
Always continues.
Then Crazy Gravity, which I said I got at lunch today on the PS4 and PS5. And then Dungeon Escape, which was like a little dumbass little Meat Boy ass thing, whatever. And then still putting work into the Walking Dead series. I'm actually having it run in the background as we talk, since who gives a shit about the choices? Like, I just let the game play itself, and then when I have to pick it up to like move and do a puzzle, I'll do that for a second, and then just let it play itself. And then, yeah, I'm putting more work into Far Cry 6. That puts us at level 880 with 881 platinums. 26,255 overall trophies with a country rank of 98, a world rank of 634, and this is a new thing we're doing, a total PSN points. So every trophy gives you points, sort of like achievement points, and that's how they determine the level. I've got 1,211,970 points. 211,000. Watch out, Ray Narvaez Jr. I'm coming for you, even though we're on different platforms and you're about 600,000 points ahead of me.
Oh, geez.
I'm coming for you. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna be I've got more platinum trophies. Hey, I've got more trophies than you, and I'm here to say I've got more trophies than Gerard the Completionist. Suck one. He's a really nice guy. He's a really nice guy. I met him at Game Days. Really nice guy. He'll never listen to this. It's totally fine. I think he's a very nice man. I wish him all the best. You can suck one, Gerard. I got more trophies than you.
Gerard, you have an open invite. No, I met.
Come on here. Come on, Gerard, the Completionist. I dare you to come on here. This podcast that is 100% going to be sponsored by Gamefly.com by the next time that by the time you're on here. And also, the sponsor we're chasing this week is. Hit him, Chris.
Isn't it ring.com? Didn't we decide this?
Ring.com.
Ring.com.
Ring. Hey, ring a ding ding. Make sure that when you order a PS5, someone doesn't steal it off your porch with the Ring system. Give us that sponsorship.
Come on. Just hand it over.
Give it.
Slide it on in.
And tell Gamefly to come with you.
Yeah. Dave, Gamefly, come on, man. I'm still okay. Actually, you know what? That will come back later. But I met Gerard. I met Gerard and his like YouTube partner Alex at OhioCon. Maybe I think it might have been last year, right before like the pandemic started. Maybe the year before that. Yeah, they're great dudes. Well, I had a great conversation about Final Fantasy IX with them.
No offense to him, I had no idea who he was until he was a guest at Game Days 2019, and he was on a panel with Donkey, and they were talking about stuff, and I was like, oh, he's a completionist. Okay, I'm listening. I'm interested. And he started talking about getting into trophies, and I was like, yeah, dude. Okay, cool. And so afterwards, I just walked up to him, and I was like, hey, man, big, I didn't say big fan. I don't know why I said that. I think it's just, hey, man, big fan.
Yeah.
Hey, man, heard your speech. Heard you were getting into trophies. Like, how many you got? And he's like, yeah, man, I got. I've got a good amount. And I was like, oh, how many platinum trophies you got? And he's like, I got 73. It says something like that. I was like, oh wow, that's a lot, man. Good job. And I immediately walked over to Rocco. I was like, I have like 600. I don't remember. I got like 300. This guy can lick my nuts. And then I just walked away.
That's awesome.
I didn't say it in front of. I said it as a joke. But
Yeah. Oh man, that's fucking awesome.
He's a really nice guy.
Oh yeah,
I'm in no way trying.
Sweetie. Like I love all his content. He does some great fucking work. Go check out Gerard's stuff if you haven't.
Go check out. Videos. Hey, if you want to check out an inferior PlayStation gamer, go check. I feel like such an asshole.
Well, he does everything, so he can't do it all. But
sorry, Gerard. Sorry,
we love you, Gerard.
Come on, anytime you want to come on this podcast that has 100th of your audience.
Yeah, for real.
You will have an open invitation. Do people listen? Are people even watching this? Who knows? Who can say?
Yeah.
You can say.
Are you watching this? If you're watching on YouTube, leave a comment, like, and subscribe.
Smash that. Which button do they smash?
I think it's subscribe. I think
right?
Hit the bell. Hit the bell too. Do whatever you gotta do.
Ring a ding ding, ring a ding dong. I've been playing some games, and that's what's wrong. Chris, what have you been playing?
Okay, so remember we the last time we talked, I told you I'm going to buy Death Stranding right now, and I was gonna play it. The game was $60 still on PC, and I was like, yeah, this game's been out for like 2 years. I'm not paying that. So what I did is I signed up for GameFly.
Yeah,
and I got it. It took like longer than I was expecting, but I guess that's just because I had to sign up, and then it has to wait a day, and then it finally will send, and then it has to ship. But still, I got it. Been playing it through GameFly, so shout out to GameFly, saving me money here because I haven't even paid yet. I'm on a free trial. So instead of buying that, I went and bought Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl.
Okay, it's good. I'm glad to know that you own that because now if I want to buy it, I have someone to help get all of the online trophies with. So,
yeah, and fantastic. It's actually not too bad.
Tell me about it. Come on.
I've actually let me actually look at how many trophies I have because I have a lot. I've been playing this game nonstop.
Oh no, there's something where you have more trophies than me. This sucks.
I have 13 of the 24.
Wow, I have 0.
And the only thing that sucks, I think the only trophies that I'm going to be really annoyed with in it is that there's like a sports game mode where you basically just have to pick up a ball and throw it into a goal. And there's like 5 trophies that are based on it. And it's you just have to beat NPCs. And I'm sure I could probably... I think I've done this on one of them, but it didn't give me the trophy. Oh, that's the thing about I understand now about bug trophies because this shit is so annoying because it will not give you the trophy until you log into the online system to play online with friends. So it's I don't even know if I have some of these trophies. Some of them I should have, but that's one of them. It was just you have to score 10 points over a CPU, which doesn't seem that hard. Most of it's just beat the game with every character. You do have to complete arcade mode with all 15 or with all 22 characters, something like that, which isn't bad. It's just it takes a while, but it's good because you can learn the character that you want to play through that. So but after that, it's just a good Smash game. Every other trophy seems to be pretty easy. It's just play 50 battles. There's one that's defeat somebody in the online competitive play 5 times that has a higher ranking than you. But here's the thing.
Okay.
You can make lobbies with friends for competitive.
Oh,
so
tight.
it's super easy to grind. Like, you just have to be like, oh, hey, you got more points than me? Cool, let's play a couple games. Just let me beat you so that I can just get that.
And then that'll put me in a higher ranking than you, and then you can beat me and we can trade.
Yep. And like, then past that, it's 50 quick play matches, but you don't have to win. It's just you have to play that many.
Yeah.
So, trophy wise, I think this is super easy to do. And then past that, it's a great fucking game. It's really good. Like, if you like Smash Brothers, that is, I guess. Like,
I'm not the biggest Smash Brothers fan, but I thought of getting it just for the joke.
Mm-hmm. It's good.
Because I have the Nickelodeon Kart Racers Platinum, the first one, not the second one, because apparently they made the second one overly difficult for no fucking reason. The second Nickelodeon Kart Racers has a trophy for getting first place on every Grand Prix on every like level of like difficulty, and apparently on the hardest difficulty they made it so that it rubber bands like shit. So you can be ahead of everybody. You can be a mile ahead, and at the last second they'll just teleport a guy ahead of you and you'll lose. It's like, cool. Gotta do that whole race again.
That's what I always hate about racers, is when like rubber banding is a major mechanic to it. That's why I don't really like the Mario Kart games as much. It's just like, it's all rubber banding, and whoever has the blue shell to knock out first place, second place always wins. Like, it's so weird, but like this game, it is meant to just be Smash Brothers. Like, it's made by the dudes that made Slap City, which is like supposed to be kind of like a Smash Brothers, I guess, game that just has better netcode, I guess. But yeah, it feels exactly like Smash. It feels closer to like Melee or maybe 64 than any other kind of Smash. Like, it's kind of faster, it has wave dashing, all that kind of like nonsense. But the gimmick to this game is that there's a third attack button. So you have like standard attack, special attack, and then you have strong attacks as well. So it's kind of neat. It still feels a little bare bones, maybe, just because like there isn't any voice acting in the game, really. Like, they're just like grunts, like and stuff. But
yeah, the kart game was the same way. No voices, no anything. It's just like, you have all of this fucking material, just pull it out of the fucking show.
And that's what people have done. Like, there are mods that people have gone through and taken voice lines to just make every character more, kind of more like how Smash Brothers sounds, I guess. But like, there's voice packs, but that's it.
It just makes it seem cheap.
Yeah, it's
definitely not. They're like a full price fucking game.
Well, that's the thing too. It's like, it is a $60 game. I bought it for $40 because it's been on, like, it was on sale that first weekend. I was like, oh, I'll pay $40 for this, because like I've gotten 30 hours out of it so far, and that's like.
You bought this on PlayStation?
I bought it on Steam.
Oh, but we can't play together.
I would buy it on PlayStation, because like,
we can wait. If we wait like a year, we'll find copies for like $3.
Yeah, well, because I mean, I looked at Twitch today, and there were only 200 people watching the game, and I'm like, oh, that's kind of rough for like a new game.
Or later, when I don't have a bunch of games on my plate, we can use Gamefly.com.
Yeah, Gamefly shoutouts. But like, yeah, it's good.
I actually canceled my Gamefly.
Did you? Really?
I don't have enough time, man. I have so many games to play.
That's fair.
But you've got a Gamefly membership, so it's still like
one of us still has it. So
as long as one of us continuously has a Gamefly membership, everything is fine.
Yeah. Now, is it time?
Hold on. Is there anything else we want to talk about before you break my heart?
I don't know. I'm really excited for Final Fantasy. Like, Endwalker's in a month, and I'm like really itching to see the conclusion of the story. And then like, there's been a lot of news. Oh, are you going to get back into Animal Crossing with the new update?
What's so different about it?
It seems like it's actually a full game now, but you got to pay $25 more.
What? Fuck that. I'll look into it. Maybe.
It looks cool. Like,
that's fucking sucks, dude.
Yeah, like, they're doing a big free update, and that kind of feels like, oh, that's great. This looks like content, like, that should have been the game whenever it first came out.
You know what? Here's what we'll
and
decide.
And then there is a $25 update.
I'll decide. This will decide right now if I'll pay $25 for this or not. Hey, hold on. Listen closely.
We're here. We're listening.
Are they putting the fact that you can get like NES games back in it?
No.
That's my answer.
Well, okay. Actually, maybe. Okay. Would you consider paying $50 a year for Nintendo Online because you do get the $25 expansion with it?
I can't hit this button hard enough.
I don't know what they're doing at Nintendo.
You need to shut up.
Fuck that shit.
Yeah. Nintendo's they're out of their damn mind lately.
I'm honestly this close to selling my Switch.
Really? I
just don't give a shit anymore. I barely play it except when I go on airplanes, and I've gone on 2 flights in the last 2 years.
Yeah.
Like, I hate, like, the only thing that makes me kind of like not want to do it is Mario Party.
Mm-hmm.
And I have been having fun with the Mario Golf.
There is a new Mario Party at the end of the month.
Yeah. That does look dope. And I've been playing Mario Golf like at work in between patients just because I've discovered that the games I have for my Vita right now are things that I have to like pay attention to and can't just play for a couple minutes, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's been nice to just like, I got like 10 minutes, let me just do a couple rounds of golf.
And it's kind of like a Vita is easy and smaller to take with you than a Switch. But yeah, the Switch, I'm excited about it still. Like, I like it, but we're kind of at the end of its life cycle. Like, we're kind of getting there. If 7 years is the lifespan of a console, this is what, year 4, 5? We're going into year 5.
Did it come out in 2017?
Yeah, 2017.
2017, 2018, 2019,
early 2017.
This is 5. We're 5 years in.
Yeah, we're 5 years. Like, this is it. This is the end of the Switch.
I have a feeling that the Switch is going to go on for like another 6 or 7 years.
I kind of hope that's
where do they go? Where do they go from here?
My guess is they're going to do what they did with the 3DS, where like the 3DS was around for a while. I think it's like they'll have the new Switch where it's like it'll play everything, but it'll look the same. It just functionally will be better, I hope.
All right. Ryan's prediction right now. Quote me on this. Mm-hmm. They will not do that. The Switch game, they won't do like a thing where there will be a Switch that Switch games only work on this thing. Mm-hmm. But the Switch will last until right around the time that the PS6 would come out. Maybe a year before that is when we'll get the new console.
And we're like a year into the PS5 right now, right?
Yes. So I think it's going to be
like
I think the years. Switch is going to go like really fucking long.
Be about a 10-year lifespan. Yeah. I would like that. I'm cool with that.
Well, I don't think that there's nothing new that number one, the Switch is selling like gangbusters. They're making tons of money, so there's no need to fucking innovate on a new system and clog up their fucking pipelines. Mm-hmm. Number two, it's fucking Nintendo. What else are they going to do? It's not like they have any. They're not really that. All they like, everyone's like, oh, it's so innovative. All they did is they just made a bigger 3DS.
Yeah, but the thing is like, I think developers are starting to get tired of it because they basically have to have 2 different software kits to make a single game right now. Because
then great, like, then it'll be what it should always be, which is it's Nintendo games. It's a Nintendo system for Nintendo games.
Yeah,
if you're playing third-party games that you can play on the Xbox or PlayStation or PC on a Switch.
Yeah.
Basically, I think less of you.
Like, I mean, the Switch right now, it's just like, it's so held back. Like, we're generations behind on that console. And it's kind of a shame. But like, I mean, if you saw the last Nintendo Direct, like every game that was coming out was like, it was either a like Nintendo specific game, like it was only coming out on Nintendo, or it was a first party Nintendo game, or it was a game that was a big third party game, but it was a cloud version.
Yeah, that cloud version shit
it sucks. The US is not built for cloud gaming. Like that is a far-fetched dream, and it's cute that they think that could happen here. It just isn't built for that yet. So it's like, I don't know. It's just, I don't really see where the Switch can grow anymore. Like, it's kind of outgrown itself even. So I really don't know what they can do. It should be what it should have always been. It's just a Nintendo game for Nintendo to make Nintendo games. The end. Yeah. I think I'd be fine with that. I don't know. There are a lot of games that I'm like, I would rather buy the Switch version, but it's starting to get to that point where I'm just like, well, I don't travel anymore because COVID kind of stopped a lot of that. So it's like, I don't mind buying games for like Xbox or PC instead now, you know? Or PlayStation, I guess. Although I realized I think I need to buy new PlayStation controllers thanks to the game we're going to talk about.
What's that supposed to mean? The game that all right, let's just get into it. Ladies and gentlemen, and our friends beyond the binary. I said it again because I don't know why I'm introducing it in the middle of the show. Welcome to the show. If you're starting here, in case you're tuning in right now, which you would have to have downloaded the podcast, get to this part and said, well, fuck all that shit. We're going to be talking about what I truly consider the best game that Hideo Kojima has ever made. And I truly mean that. And that's not putting shade on his other games there. He's made a lot of great games, but this is my favorite one. Mm-hmm. It's time to talk about the end of the world as we get into the spooky season. It's time for Death Stranding.
Ooh, I'm so right. Okay, look.
All right.
It's not his best game.
It's his best game.
It's not his best game.
It's the best game that he's made.
Not his best game.
It's not the best. It's not the best narrative, but it's the best game. It's the best game. It's the best narrative he's ever made is MGS3.
Yes. I'll totally agree. I think objectively MGS3 is probably his best game.
Maybe MGS2 for best. I really fucking love the story of MGS2.
Yeah.
4 is the worst Metal Gear Solid.
I love Metal Gear 4.
Sucks. Big shit pile of game. It's the only bad Metal Gear.
How dare you? You know what? I'm changing my game.
Hold on. I'm sorry. I don't mean that. But like I said once that I didn't like it as much as some other things, and it's one of those things that people are like, fucking hate it. And so now it's like I'm leaning to the curve of just being an asshole. I take it back. Metal Gear Solid 4 is fine. It's just not my favorite. It's just not my favorite comparatively to the other ones. I don't like its controls based on compared to the other ones, even though it's just like a little different. It's just a tweak enough that I don't like it. And the story is a little too much, but whatever.
Yeah.
I like this game the most. I like playing Death Stranding the most. I like being I would much rather live in the world of Death Stranding than live in the world of Metal Gear.
That's wild to me because I think that
the world's ending in Death Stranding. Yeah. We are living in the world of Death Stranding.
Yeah, like it's this game. Like I mean, I'll ask you the question later, but like it makes you think. It's a really weird game, but like I don't think this is his best game. I think this is the best TV show he's ever written.
Yeah,
like this show
the most fun I've ever had with one of his games.
Yeah, like I'm really into this. Like the story is. I don't think we need to recap it because it's like
all right. Here's
like the main beats.
Okay, hold on. No.
Because otherwise, we're gonna be here for like 7 days talking about this game.
Put 3 minutes on the clock.
All right. I'm looking at the go. Yeah.
No. Don't say go. Give me a second to. Okay. Wait. Cut this out. You can do the go, but give me a second on how to. Okay.
All
Say when.
You ready?
Give me like a 3, 2, 1. Give me a 3, 2, 1.
I'll give you a 5.
Okay. Count me down from 7.
Okay. 7, 6.
Okay, 5. But you have to start it. So are you going 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go, or 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then I start?
I'll go 7 go. So I'll say go.
All right.
Go.
Okay.
All right. Let's see. Now I gotta reset this.
Okay.
7. 6.
Okay, but you're gonna start from 7, right?
I'm gonna start from 7.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, we're gonna Nana Doku.
No, can you do it in English?
Oh, see, it was a Japanese game, so I thought we were doing it in.
Well, it takes place in America, so.
Oh, you're right, but okay, hang on.
All right, from 7. Go ahead.
Okay.
This is a bit from Gaming Cult Podcast, which we just filmed. We recorded one of those recently. That might be coming out soon.
Oh, hell yeah.
So look out for that soon. Anyway, go ahead from 7. I know when to end the joke.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Yep.
In the world of Death Stranding, when an extinction level event happens, something called the Death Stranding happens, where the world of the dead and the world of the living start to cross over. That is because of something called the beach, which is the world between life and death. When BTs, or beached things, which are the souls of people who have passed on, start to cross back over, you get the Death Stranding. In the world of Death Stranding, time has been trapped in water because of the Death Stranding, and now when it rains, things age rapidly, meaning people have had to move all of their resources beneath ground. Also, because of the Death Stranding and the fact that if these BTs touch a living thing, you get what's called a void out, which is when a living and dead matter kind of come together. It's like a matter and antimatter, and the world explodes. Because of that, the world is pretty much fucking gone to hell, and people live in cities underneath the ground or in bunkers away from each other, sort of like the lockout we've been going through. Weird timing.
Oh,
anyway,
yeah.
This doesn't count against my time. In the world of Death Stranding, a man named Sam Porter Bridges, who is a porter, a man that travels from city to city across America, the United Cities of America, not the United States of America, because America has kind of fallen a little bit, to bring resources to each other using the great new material called Chiralium that came from the Death Stranding. With it, it allows us to print anything. And so, we have better technology, but we can't really serve it. Also, Sam is a repatriate, which means when he dies, he doesn't go to the beach. Instead, he goes back to his own body. Sam also has dooms. Oh, excuse me. I'm talking too fast and I'm swallowing air. He has dooms, which allows him to see the BTs. Well, he can't see them, he can sense them. People who have a better connection to the Death Stranding can do that. Anyway, in his first mission, he is tasked in bringing a dead body to a local crematorium because they cannot bury bodies, because if a BT touches a dead body, it's the same thing. When a BT touches a dead body... Whoa, sorry, cut this out. When a BT... if a body's not burned, it can necrotize and turn into a BT, and then you get a BT in a living area, and it causes a void out. That's how the world ended, is because when the beach happened, people, it's sort of like in The Walking Dead, where when you die and then you become a zombie, even though you don't get bit, people were dying and turning into BTs and then touching people, and you got void outs and the world exploded. Okay. You're hired for the president, whose name is like Samantha America. Oh, fuck. What the fuck is her name? I'm done with this timer. I'm explaining this whole thing. What's her name?
Her name is Bridget.
Bridget America.
Yeah.
That's the president.
Yeah.
With her vice president, Di Hardman. We need you to fucking restart the Chiral Network, which is basically the internet, using your cell phone, which is a pair of handcuffs. Get the metaphor. And you need to take... Oh, that's right. That's whose body you're taking. You're taking Bridget America's, because she's fucking dead.
Spoiler, yeah. You're taking her to get her body burned, so she doesn't...
Dead. It's the first hour.
Yeah, this is the first mission of the game.
Fuck. Okay, so I'm trying to get through this as fast as possible because I want to talk more about the game.
That's my favorite part, is that you put 3 minutes on the clock, and right as you started to get to 3 minutes, you got to the first mission of the game. And I was like, oh, man.
So Sam is tasked by a man named Dead Man, who is like a Frankenstein monster because he's put together of other parts or some weird shit. And you got to restart the Chiral Network for him and Hartman, who is a man that stops his heart every like 4.5 minutes so he can see his family on the beach, which is like, it's sort of like going into the afterlife. Anyway, the story is very simple. You want to get from Capital Knot City, which is basically Washington, D.C.
Right.
And you're getting a signal that the president's daughter, Amelia, is in Western Knot City, which is like L.A.
Yeah.
And you need to get through while restarting the Chiral Network and getting everybody back on the Chiral Network. Knots are basically big cities. They just don't say it. I don't know why, but they didn't put real names in it. But that's okay because it's supposed to be America, but not really.
Yeah.
The main story of the game, and we're going to skip all the actual gameplay stuff, but the main story of the game is that while you're trying to restart the Chiral Network, go find Amelia, who's been captured by terrorists.
Bum, bum, bum.
What's the name of the terrorist group?
You don't know that she's been captured yet. Like, you don't really find out till like halfway through the game. But that's Higgs.
Higgs is the name.
That's the name of the bad guy.
What's the name
mules?
of the? No, the mules are. Those are
just kind of like.
Those are porters who've gone crazy and only get packages for the dopamine rush of getting packages.
Do they ever? Is it?
Their terrorist group name is Homo Demons or Madmen.
That's it. Yeah, they
fucking
just
Kojima loves the whole it's a new type of people, and it's sort of like the X-Men thing of we're not Homo sapien, we're Homo superior.
Yeah,
because you got Homo Demons, you got Homo Ludens, which means game players or something.
Yeah. The game is seriously. This is the most Hideo Kojima game that I've ever played. This is kind of like
it's Kojima going full Kojima, and I fucking love it, except for one part, which we will get to. So as you're going through, he's trying to like stop you and start the Death Stranding and start more void outs so that we fully cross over to the beach,
right?
And everybody lives. Also, you meet a lady named Fragile who's like French and she can teleport. She's cool. And there's a lady named Mama she's actually her twin sister was pregnant at the time of the Death Stranding and died.
Her conjoined
but there was still
twin sister.
Conjoined twin sister, but then they had a baby and the baby's a BT and she can control the baby BT and it doesn't like void her out. And so she's got a baby BT connected to her. But no, it's not her conjoined twin sister because you got to go grab her twin sister and put her soul in the twin sister's body. And then they conjoin because they become two souls in one body.
No, they were there. She actually talks about it on the like.
Well, they cut her loose. She's not conjoined anymore.
Right? Yeah, she was conjoined at birth. They separated her, and then in her death, she is rejoined with her sister, which is really like Kojima. It's the most. I know you like. It sounds weird, but there's a character named Lockney who is basically just Mama and is just Mama for the rest of the game.
No, Lockney is her sister.
Yeah, but she...
Hold on, I'm going to the Death Stranding wiki. We're going to work this out. By the way, the whole time I thought that Mama was played by Aubrey Plaza, but it's somebody else.
Yeah, she does look like her, doesn't she?
She does look a lot like... Okay.
Well, that's Hartman, too. When I saw him,
Mama
I was like... He looks like Paul Bettany. I was like...
Mama? No, they were not... Okay, you're wrong. Hold on.
Yeah.
They were not conjoined. Mama and Lockney were genius twin sisters born with dooms, which gave them the ability to communicate with each other across the world. Together, they made half of the Chiral Network. Mama, the hardware, and Lockney, the software. Their equal genius and close bond was so great that many believed them to be the same person in two bodies. However, Mama's ovaries were unable to produce eggs, and Lockney's uterus was incapable of carrying a child to term. When both were initially accepted at the circumstances, Lockney fell in love with a Bridges member and wanted to develop a relationship. However, he died in an accident, leaving Lockney depressed and suicidal. Mama could feel this and wanted to help her. Proposed to Lockney that they should have a baby. Using the deceased sperm, Lockney's eggs, and Mama's uterus, the two sisters would create a child that would be carried to term by Mama. However, during a terrorist attack, Mama was crushed in the rubble of a hospital while waiting to get a cesarean section. She inadvertently survived by giving birth on the other side, resulting in the baby manifesting as a harmless beach thing.
Yes.
Stuck for days drinking Timefall, Mama was eventually rescued by Bridges but could not leave the hospital, and she and Lockney's daughter were tethered to the accident site. In addition to this, Mama was no longer properly living and hid this by leaving one of her cufflinks on her wrist, effectively hiding her vitals. Furthermore, Mama's bond to Lockney was severed, and both fear and shame for what happened, Mama cut herself from all communications, emphasizing the rift between the twins. Eventually, Mama's agreed to reunite with her sister to repair the Chiral Network and stop the Death Stranding, but that she must cut the connection of the BT daughter in order to leave her place. That's why she fabricates a cufflink with Kyra Crystal's blade with Sam and orders him to cut the umbilical cord with the child. When Sam does this, he sends the baby to the beach, but also left Mama on the border of death because cutting the cord freed her, but also terminated the link that kept her in the living world. For that reason, they rapidly went to Mountain Knot, but Higgs was waiting on the lab with the giant BT, heading Mama's advice to run. They successfully evaded the BT and began the journey to Mountain Knot City. Eventually, they reached Mountain Knot City with Mama almost dead, but just in time for her last moments with her sister and explain why she cut the communication. Lockney forgives her, and then Mama dies. When this happens, Lockney's right iron turns blue, indicating the soul of Mama has entered her body, resulting in two minds in one person. Finally, the objective of the mission is accomplished due to the fact that both sisters work together in order to try to stop the Death Stranding and extinction level event. They're not conjoined twins. You're wrong. Goodbye.
So, hang on. Because here's the thing. I just did this mission about an hour ago.
That was close. Anyway. Hey, Sam. Do you remember your own birth? I remember being inside the womb. I wasn't alone. I could hear my mother's heartbeat. Hers and Lochna's. We were conjoined twins. One and the same before we were born. But then they tried to separate us with surgery. The operation was successful. We were still
And I definitely know because I was sitting in my truck driving her to her sister, and she says, here's the thing. When we were born in my mom's womb, we were conjoined twins. When she gave birth to us, we were conjoined twins, and that's the thing that linked us together.
But you said Lockney died. Lockney didn't die.
No, I didn't. No, I said when Mama dies, she goes into Lockney.
That's not what you said, but that's okay.
They were conjoined at birth, and then they were split, because the whole thing about this game is it talks about like these two kind of this game is like very Kojima, so they throw a lot of terms at you that you just kind of have to roll with until you kind of just understand, like, oh well, knots are cities and this is that. And,
speaking of weird Hideo Kojima words, another term for people, mama is classified by Hartman as homo faber, craftspeople.
I was gonna say, because they talk about the ha and ka of people, which are your body and spirit.
Fucking horse shit that we will get to at the end.
But that's important with them, because she is representative of the ka, I believe, and then Lockney is the ha, because she's the body. And that's why
and Mama dying is the spirit,
and that's why Mama couldn't conceive eggs, because she isn't a body; she's just the spirit.
Well, at that point, she wasn't. It was only after that she technically died. Okay, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, so, it's all
anyway. Here's the story. So you getting across, you got to watch out for Higgs. You get this little thing with Mama. Then you got to go. Shit. We're forgetting the most important part. The way that you tell if there's BTs around.
Oh man, yeah.
It's that you have a little baby on your stomach in this little fake thing, and they're called BBs. And the idea is that they are
baby bridges.
Baby bridges.
They bridge you to the other side.
They're babies that died, but then were revived or something.
Yeah, they're stillborn, right?
They're stillborn babies that were brought back to life.
Yeah, as a tool. Like they're not meant to be represented. Like you don't want to think of them as human. They're just
they're locked in there. They never age.
Right.
And their idea is that you can lock. They can tune into the beach, and using a big giant radar thing on your back called an Odra deck, you can have it see where and pulse and see where BTs are.
Yeah.
So you're supposed to use your BB unit to get across and get through BTs. But as you're going through and stopping in these private rooms that you stay in where you can pee and poo and make grenades out of them.
Yeah.
Pee and poo and blood are a weapon in this game.
This game was just like, in Hideo Kojima always puts in poop jokes, but like this one was just, hey, like you can do whatever you want now. There's no strings attached. You're just like, you're going to make pee and poo grenades, and they're going to be very important. The idea
is that because you have dooms, which is this catch-all term for like a disease or like a condition of people who can see or be affected by the Death Stranding and the BTs. His blood and his urine and his feces can be used to affect the BTs. You can use blood-covered bullets to kill them. You can use piss to repel them, and you can use poop to attract them.
Yeah.
And every time you piss or poop, they're like the save rooms are like you're this room that you go to like go to bed in. There's a bathroom shower where you can take a piss or take a shit, and if you take a piss or shit, they're like, we collected your piss and shit and gave you piss and shit grenades.
Yeah.
Also, you can piss in the open world to make little mushrooms. But we'll talk about the game. I don't want to talk about the gameplay in a second. I want to just get through this fucking story.
Yeah. Totally.
So Amelie, whatever. She's like, you got to get over here. You're doing this. And as you stop in these rooms and have your baby, you're having these memories of a man named Cliff who is talking to the BB, and you think maybe it's his dad. And every once in a while, you get sucked into a hell world where he is there with a lot of... This is the guy played by Mads Mikkelsen.
Yes.
Who's got... you go to his hell world that looks like World War One-ish, and he's got a bunch of hell soldiers attached to him, and he's like, give me back my BB. And he's always trying to get BB, and you'll go into hell world every once in a while and see him. Okay. Go across America. There's this whole storyline where BB's acting up, so they take him. So you got to cross these mountains without a BB unit, and that's the scariest part of the game because you're going through these BT areas when you can't see shit. That part was fucking hard, but it made me respect BB. So you're going across America. You get to the end. You get to California, like in The Wizard, and you fight Higgs, and it's a great fight. And it's got like a health bar is like you're fucking fighting let's go. You meet a guy named Heartman before that, who's the guy who stops his heart, who looks like Nicholas Winding Refn, but it's played by somebody else. And he tells you about the death. No, that is Nicholas Winding Refn. No, that is actually Nicholas Winding Refn.
Is it?
Yes. There's a bunch of characters in this game who were
They're just actors and like
they like fucking okay. Guillermo del Toro's in this game,
but it's not his
Deadman,
voice.
But it's not his voice.
Right.
Nicholas Winding Refn in this game, but it's not his voice.
Gotcha.
Junji Ito is in this game, but it's not his voice.
Yeah.
Jeff Keighley is in this game, but it's not his voice. Conan O'Brien is in this game, and it is his voice. I think that's it for like guest stars. And then you've got like Norman Reedus is your main dude.
Yeah.
You got Troy Baker is Higgs. You got the girl from the new Bond movie is Fragile. There's people in these games.
Isn't what is her name? The Bionic Lady or whatever?
Leigh Saidu or whatever. Oh yeah, the
Lindsay Wagner.
Lizzie Wagner plays Bridget America, and her. Total side note: the president is also your mom, not by birth. She's your adopted mom. So Amelia is a sister. That's why you're like, I think maybe you're in love with her. I don't know. Anyway, Heartman gives you this big voiced up about what the fucking Death Stranding is, and it's every time that an extinction level event has ever happened on the planet, it's because basically the afterlife is crossed over, and it always happens. And there's an animal with an umbilical cord that goes to nowhere. It doesn't mean shit. I love this game. The story is complete nonsense, but I love it.
Yeah.
So you fight him, you go you go to the beach, and where's Amelia? And you don't know. And it's like, hey, listen, turns out, guess what? I'm
existed.
the extinction event. I'm Bridget America died and crossed over to the beach, but then got revived. And I'm the Ha, and she's the Ka, or other way around.
I think so. Yeah, because Amelie is the spirit.
Yes,
because
she's
Bridget was
basically
the opposite of Lockney.
Bridget think about this. I'm gonna make this really simple. Bridget dies and goes to heaven, but then gets reborn, and half her soul stays in heaven, and then accidentally becomes the end of the world.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's what an extinct. And so she doesn't know what the Death Stranding is. She just knows she's causing it, and by doing so, she thinks that the thing about the beach, which is like the world between the living and the dead, is that it's not like Hades. It's not like, hey, you just kind of go here. Everybody's got their own beach.
Right. Find your
ocean.
beach.
The ocean is basically the afterlife, is a good way to put it. Because it's a theme of life coming out of the ocean. Right. So life has to go back to the ocean. That's why all of like the big monsters look like sea life, like you fight a big squid. And so she's like, I'm gonna start the fucking end of the world. And you're like, I don't want you to. And she's like, well, I gotta. And we're all gonna come together, and everyone's beaches will be united, and then we'll all. It's fucking now I'm saying it aloud. It's Third Impact.
Third Impact, yeah.
She's trying to start Third Impact, and you're like, well, I don't want to start Third Impact. Get in the fucking robot. You don't get in the robot. You stop it. I don't even remember. You just fucking stop it, right? How do you stop it? I think you just talk to her.
Isn't like the whole point of the game is basically just like. I don't want to spoil Ava for anyone who hasn't seen it, but it's like
you have Ava. It's too late.
You have to live, you have to keep moving on. Like,
we got to do it for everybody and everything. Here we go.
If I remember correctly, I think that's how it ends out. It's just kind of like you realize like, oh hey, because you beat Higgs and leave Fragile to decide his fate. Because he's the one.
I'm going to be completely honest. When I say this is my favorite Hideo Kojima game, it is mostly for the gameplay.
That's where we're going to differ, because I hated the gameplay.
Fuck. Okay.
I don't know if I hated it, but I have a lot of issues with it. This is like the most poorly crafted Hideo Kojima game.
I 100% disagree. And this is great because it'll be like last week where I was shitting on you for GTA 5. You can shit on me for this game because I love this game. Okay. The Death Stranding is when the beach crosses over, and then we should probably I don't remember how they stopped the Death Stranding, but I think he just thinks hard enough about wanting to live that he does it. And then it turns out all those this whole time you've been thinking that the dreams you've been having with BB have been BB's dreams, and Cliff is coming for BB. Guess what? They're not. You were the baby. You were the baby the whole time. It's a different bit. You're not holding yourself, which I heard some people think it was like a time loop. That's a different baby. You just have some random baby. The idea is that Cliff is so like determined to get his kid back because fucking Bridget Strand, that's her name, Bridget America Strand.
Yeah.
Fucking wow. Fucking took Cliff's baby and made it a BB because it was stillborn, and Cliff was like, I want my fucking baby back. And then she fucking shot him in the head.
Yep.
And now he's like back from hell, so fucking angry that he wants her baby back. It turns out Bridget's kind of a shithead, and Die Hardman needed to keep the secret.
Which is like, if you've played the game, I believe it's the second time you meet Cliff, which is in the more like World War II fight.
Yeah.
That's why he's crying whenever he grabs the BBs. He's hugging you, as the player, and he's seeing. It's basically what Hartman's doing. He's seeing his son for that like 3 minutes of gameplay or whatever, and then back to walking around a world with rocks in your way.
Well, we'll get to that. Okay, so it's literally okay. Wait, here it is. This is how the game ends. The Amelia, whatever, gives her choices like you can start the third impact or not, and you choose not to,
right? And
then you just kind of go on. She's like, all right, well, I guess it's sort of like that. She's Ray. She's fucking Ray. She's like, do people deserve to live, or should they all be together? He's like, I think people deserve to live. Yeah. This game is fucking Ava. Yeah. I'm just now realizing this. Yeah, it's on the fucking beach, like the fucking thing. Okay.
Oh my god, it is.
Yeah,
there's a tall human dude like at the. Oh my god.
Okay, so boom, you get to it. Die Hardman is going to become the new president. Then you find out that was your dad, and then
I wonder if Shengo would like this game.
Fucking
just because I know Brad. Because I know.
I guess they never miss, huh? You got a boyfriend, I bet he doesn't kiss ya.
Every time you say his name, I'm going to do that.
Bet you didn't see that one coming, did you, Brad?
We got you.
Yeah, that's right. They're still like, you got to kill your little baby because the BB unit is fucking dead and it sucks. Mm-hmm. You overrode it, you put too much energy in it, and the baby died, so go fucking retire the baby by putting it in the incinerator. And you get there and you're like, fuck this, and you open it up and you do a little CPR, and it's like, hey, and then you name it Luis. And Sam and Sam and his little daughter are now friends. That's the game. There's one line in this game that I fucking hate. I want to talk about that really quick before we get into this debate about gameplay.
What is it?
There's a line in chapter like 13-ish where you're on the beach with Amelie, where she's like, you got to come fucking get me. You got to save me. And she's like, and fucking, this is the line. Norman Reedus goes, so what? I'm Mario and you're Princess Peach? And then Amelie goes, more like Princess Beach. Fuck you.
Oh, man.
I still fucking hate that line. Okay, let's talk about the gameplay. Here's the gameplay of Death Stranding.
Ugh.
Gameplay of this is awesome. The idea is that you are a porter. You need to get from point A to point B with a set of packages. And the whole gameplay is planning your route, getting your equipment, getting your gear, getting the best, like upgrading settings and structures so that you can get there faster, and delivering a bunch of packages. Mm-hmm. That's the game. Yeah. That's the whole game. I love it. It's so relaxing and fun, and I love doing it. And I played this game for 100 hours, and then I played it again on the PS5. I love it.
Is there a way that PlayStation will tell you how many hours you've played? Like, am I dumb? I just don't know what that is.
No, but the save file of this game will.
Oh, okay. Because like I've put pretty much for the last like 5 days, I have done nothing but like wake up, boot up Death Stranding, and
wake up.
Play a little game.
Yeah, your PS5 and put a little Death Stranding. This is a song. I just wrote it. What do you think?
10 out of 10. Would buy.
Thank you. Wow. Thank you.
I was trying to think. Like, I was like, how do I continue that song? And then I
don't
totally spaced on like my lineage of fucking. I can't even think of the bands now.
System of a Down.
There we go.
Fuck you.
I was like, man, I really spaced on that.
Everybody write in and talk about how Chris is a fake System of a Down fan.
Like I will say there was a summer in high school where I just did nothing but listen to System of a Down.
Toxicity,
and
man.
Then I'd never listened to them again after that. Like it was like one summer where I was really hard at. Yeah, because it was like I think that's when like the band kind of like broke up. Like
all right, no, okay. They had 3. I listened to them from. Okay. Toxicity is when I found them out.
Mhm.
Then they had Steal This Album, and then they had Mesmerize and Hypnotize, and that's about when I fell off.
Yeah, that's about where I fell off.
That was a great, for
That's a good run of albums.
16-year-old Ryan to whatever-year-old Ryan, that was a good run.
Oh, yeah, totally. Like,
tell me why you hate fun.
I don't, but I will say that I like this game. I like the gameplay of it to an extent.
Yeah, because you just said it sucks shit.
It does, because it's not well designed. Like, this game feels so like I wonder if he had, another year to make the game,
Man,
if it would have been a little bit more smooth.
It is wild. I disagree. I really like the traveling. I like the traversing, because the thing is, the world is the same. Like I know where every rock is in that game, and the thing is, it is a walk. Like it's a walking simulator. It is a walking simulator.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it is a walking simulator with purpose, because they give you the ability to upgrade your ability to walk. Once you get good at that game, you don't need to walk.
Well, that's the thing, though. It's that it does upgrade your ability to walk, but the world is so arduous to get around. It doesn't make it fun.
I disagree, because it's fun. Okay, we should talk about one of the biggest. So really, that is the whole game. It's
right. That is
packages,
that's the game.
And you can hold so much on your back, and then there's other ways to do things. But the thing is, because of the great essence of this item, Carilium, you can print anything. You can make these printers. You can print structures out in the world. And this being the very first Strand type game. When other people put things in your world, maybe they'll show up in your world, or in their world, they'll show up in your world. And you can put things like generators to recharge the battery on your battery pack that powers things, or you can get timefall shield. So when it starts raining, if you don't have a cover on your shit, it'll start taking damage because time is making it corrode. Mm-hmm. Someone will leave a motorbike somewhere, or maybe someone will use the best item, zip lines.
Yes.
This is why I love this game. There's this item called zip lines. You can put them anywhere, and you can, as long as they're a couple hundred feet from each other, you can chain them together. And then you can literally just make zip lines. Like, all right, I got 10 minutes to deliver this package 50 miles. Oh, wait, zip line, zip line, zip line, zip line, zip line. I'm there in 30 seconds. And that game was for me, the biggest, most fun I had with that game was routing and setting up my zipline unit, making sure I had the materials on me to upgrade, and just continuously making routes so that when it became time I need to do all these packages to get these specific routes for some trophies that I needed to do, it was nothing. I played that game when it first came out. It came out the day of Game Days 2019, so I got to play when I started getting home. I played it for a couple weeks, and then I went down to San Diego for Thanksgiving to see my family. And then came back to it, and parts of my zipline tree had started to degrade, because things degrade in real time.
Yep. You have to continuously give it materials and chiralium crystals so that it will.
Because timefall happens
going.
even when you're not playing, which is great. So it's like, oh shit, my zipline unit. So then I had to go zipline around and fix my ziplines, and I loved it. I don't know, man. I really got a kick out of, all right, I know that I need to do 3 of these from, getting from the Chiralium artist all the way to Mountain Knot City. Mm-hmm. And so if I do this, I can make a zipline unit that cuts me over the mountain range that previously you could not go over because it was all ice. And so I didn't have the heating unit or the all-terrain skeleton to get over it. And now I can. And now that I can, sure, it's just going back and forth, but that is relaxing and fun. And then the only complaint I had about this game is that it has such a great fucking soundtrack, and they didn't build in Sam has an
MP3,
yeah, because it's got all this music by this band Low Roar that I'd never heard of until this game. And it's like, let me fucking listen to their music when I'm out in the world. But
right, well, I wonder if that was kind of a thing where maybe they cut a deal where they were like, hey, well, we won't make it to where they can just listen to it constantly. So it's like, if you're playing the game, just go to
if you go to your private room,
right,
music player. I put more than 100 hours into this game, probably. Actually, I think my timer went a little over 100 because of times where it's like, oh, I'm washing dishes. Let me turn this on just so I can listen to Low Roar when I'm washing dishes.
Right. I wonder if it was a part of the agreement. They were like, but it'll be in this one area you can listen to it.
No, I feel like it's some bullshit like Hideo Kojima said, let me save it for something special. Because the best part is that it does that Metal Gear thing of bringing up every time a new character gets introduced and it says their name, it also has like the person playing them underneath, like every single Metal Gear game. And like sometimes you'll be on a quest and you'll be going through a very specific area, and then all of a sudden you'll just see in the corner like, "Don't be so serious, low roar," whatever, and it's just like.
And it kicks the audio down and everything. Like it really sets the moment
great.
for you.
It's
and
great.
That's something I'll touch back on from what I said earlier. Is this game kind of gives you time to think, and I think it's those moments where the everything kind of drops out. It's a little quieter. Like it's just that hum of your engine just gets softer, and then you're like, oh, and then it's like without you. Low roar, and then it just kind of plays this soft song, and it's like really neat because this whole game is kind of like I guess I can see the parallels to like Evangelion because it's the creator's discussion about death and what happens after it, and asking the questions of like, well, what happens to your soul, like, or do we really believe in that kind of stuff? It's also like it is a conversation. It was more about that, and then yes, this kind of cuts on that because all the death thing. But I think this is more Hideo Kojima talking about the importance that people have with connection. Like, right. He kept saying this was the first Stranded type game, which basically just meant. Like it's not, by the way. Like I love this game. This is basically what he just meant is there are community aspects, and if you do things, other people can get them, and you can help other people. That's been in video games for a long time. You can like influence it a little bit. Like when you die, you can when you're like going through the kind of like water back to your body, you can hit other people and it will then connect your game to their game so that like if they drop something, it'll continue in yours. So you can make it a little bit easier for yourself if you spend time just being like, oh, instead of repatcherizing real quick, let me go and find some bodies to just kind of help myself out past this little part or, going forward.
That's very interesting. I didn't know that because I played this game on the hardest difficulty and never died once. You fucking scrub. You fucking scrub.
Oh man. Yeah, I die a lot. Well, I don't die a lot. I've died, I think, 3 times in this game.
I think the reason I've never died. So there's a trophy. We'll talk about when we get a trophy.
One time I accidentally blew up South Knot City.
I never caused a void out.
Really?
I might have actually think about it. I think I might have died once just from falling, but I never died to enemies.
Because
I remember it's like you went through like the ocean or whatever and you swam back to your Okay, I did die once because I think I fell off a mountain.
I think there's a scripted part. Like I think there's one part where it like makes you die.
Maybe that's when I died then.
Yeah.
But I never died to like the BTs. I never got like killed or sucked. I never got sucked off by a ghost.
Really? Like because you never had like one of those mini boss fights in like the middle of the world?
I had one of those mini boss fights and I fucking smoked it.
Yeah, because like I'm to the point now where it's like I think I would rather just have that fight real quick and just get through the zone. Because like it takes like 4 grenades to blow one up.
When I say I played this game on the hardest difficulty, I played the part of the game where difficulty doesn't affect it on the hardest difficulty, which we'll talk about later. But when it came time for boss fights, I switched it down to the easiest difficulty and then switched it back afterwards because the fighting in this game is just, it's okay.
Yeah, it's fine.
Like going into a mule camp and shooting everybody is way more fun than fighting the BTs. Yeah. BTs is just like you're trying to shoot ghosts while in tar and it's like, it's whatever. But
I had a little bit of trouble with the combat, but that's simply like that's me because I'm a PC gamer. Like I combat, like when I'm shooting people, it's so much easier with a mouse and keyboard for me. So
you eventually get a non-lethal gun where you just shoot one guy. You shoot a guy in the head with a rubber bullet and he goes down.
But it's like it's hard for me to like line up with the joysticks. Like I just can't do it.
If you kill human enemies,
it'll upset BB.
No, it'll cause void outs.
Well, yeah, because their bodies will necrotize and
it'll necrotize and you'll turn an area into a BT area, which will then, if it's in a mule area, you'll cause them to, and then you can cause a void out. Which I never did it myself, but I did look up. Yeah, you can actually blow up part of the map.
Oh yeah, totally. Like that's what I was gonna say. Is like if you didn't die, you didn't have void outs where like you blew up parts of the map, because that's one thing I think is really cool in this game, and it's kind of like a punishing thing for dying, and I really enjoy it, and it's cool because it changes the map like up. So that's neat. And I haven't seen any void outs at like mule camps. I feel like their bodies have what's the word, desynced, or like just they.
Yeah, I remember I shot, the first time I shot somebody, they're like, "Don't shoot someone."
Yeah,
they'll necrotize and you'll cause BTs, and I had to like pick the body up and bring it to the fucking incinerator.
Well, that's one thing is like, for the longest time I was like, just give me a gun so that I can have some way of defending myself. And whenever it gives you a lethal weapon, if you kill human player, like if you kill the mules, it will upset BB. Like he'll start crying and start
don't do that,
freaking out and stuff. And that's
if you upset BB, you won't get likes from BB, and that's a trophy.
Well, yeah, and then he'll also just turn off so that you can't see BTs anymore.
Oh, I didn't know that. Hey, it's not a currency, but one of the things you have to get in this game are literally they track in likes. When you put an item down, you can like it. When you deliver things, people will give you likes.
If you build a road and somebody uses it, you'll get likes from using it.
They don't do anything. They're literally just there to whatever. Yeah. And they have, the best part is everything in this game has in universe, like they have an entire like glossary of everything has in universe. And it's like the reason that likes are important is to make more people, like the reason people want to get likes and you want to do things to get likes is to increase your serotonin output, because living solitaire has decreased serotonin, making people more depressed. So get likes so that you feel better about yourself. I'm like, that's fucking dark.
Yeah. And it's like, and it also makes more people trusting of you whenever you're trying to bring them into the Chiral Network. They're like, oh yeah, you're the legendary traveler, like in Porter.
You got so many likes, I'll get on the network.
Yeah, like it's so weird because, and that's one that, like, as I'm playing through the game, it's kind of seeing like, oh yeah, this is kind of like where we are right now in technology. This is what everything is kind of built around now in our social systems around us.
I mean,
it's like
it is a very heavy-handed way for Kojima to talk. Like it's going back to, like I said, your fucking cell phone is a handcuff.
Yeah. Like and like what a perfect, like, because
it super does seem like Hideo Kojima is some fucking 13-year-old on his dead journal talking about how the fucking everything is trying to control us, man. No one looks at anything anymore. It's still his best game, but this one is like I said, it is Kojima going whole ass.
It's
Kojima.
Full Kojima. Like
you got to take the good. You got to take the good with the bad.
And that's the thing. Like I know that the gameplay, it's totally fine. Like it's really serviceable. Like I like going from city to city doing.
It was complete dog. You just called it hot dog shit.
It's only because the world actually sucks to traverse in. Like
the world is so fun.
It's such a mess.
The world. It's so beautiful.
It is, but the thing is that like when you're driving a motorcycle that has rear-wheel drive, that shit is gonna go over a rock that has like 12 times less density and mass than the motorcycle that is going across it. So when I hit the rock, it bounces me backwards and then knocks me down a mountain. That's not fun gameplay. That shit sucks.
Should have jumped over the rock, you fucking dork.
Oh, but they gave me a motorcycle. I want to use the motorcycle.
The motorcycle has a jump button.
Yeah, but the jump button's dog shit. Like it doesn't do anything. Like half the time, it's because like
you hit the button and you jump. Did you know? Hey, pro tip: if you hit the button, you jump.
No, but it's like the way that the world works. So when you hit R1, you'll use your little like sonar radar thing that'll pulse the ground, and it will tell you like, hey, this is blue terrain. That means you're pretty much can freely walk over it, not have too much trouble. Then there's yellow terrain, which is like cautious. You might slip or have struggles, and then you've got red terrain, which is just like, you're not going to cross this. This is not something you can get over. It's too much of a hassle.
You jump over it.
But the thing is like when you bump into it, it propels you backwards so that whenever you try to get back over it, because like the thing is that so momentum is a thing in this game.
Oh yeah.
And the problem is that everything has momentum. So think that you're Sonic the Hedgehog and you're running full speed out of wall.
I don't want to think about. I don't want to be Sonic the Hedgehog.
Well, Can I be
something else?
Yeah, you're a ball, okay?
Okay.
And you have all of this speed.
Hold on, time out. Are you about to say that I am a blue ball that
Yes.
unwinds and turns into a hedgehog?
to a hedgehog.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so you're this ball, and you hit the wall, and you're going really fast. Guess what happens? There is a equal and opposite reaction to that. You're gonna bounce, and that is in this game, and it fucking sucks because you will be driving. It doesn't matter what car you're in, because that's the thing. They give you cars because they're like, hey, you've walked on your feet long enough. Like here's a tool that makes things easier for you. It doesn't, and you'll just like drive and you'll like hit the rock, bounce off of it, but because you have all this momentum and your car is still like, hey, we're still going fast, it'll hit the ground and then speed right back up to wherever it bounced from, and then it will just bounce back and you'll just get stuck in this loop until you just like basically put the controller down, let it stop, and then you're like, okay, now will you let me do it? But then, now this is something I don't know if it's just me, so I don't really want to knock the game for it just yet, but I have 2 PlayStation 4 controllers, and I think I had one for about a year, or actually no, I think I got it, at launch when it came out, and then I got one for that Christmas that 3 or 4 months or 2 months maybe even later.
Talk about controllers.
Yeah.
I had the chance to buy the fucking PS4 Pro that had the Death Stranding stuff on it with the piss controller that looked like the BB unit.
Really?
And it was right before fucking game days, and I was like, well, if I buy this, it's going to show up while I'm gone, and I'm worried about a porch pirate. So I'll fucking buy it right before I leave. That way it'll show up after I'm back, and by the time, so it's like they went up 2 weeks before I was going to leave. So I was like, I'll wait, because who's going to fucking buy this?
Mm-hmm.
And everyone fucking bought it, and they were gone in about 2 days. And it was like, I was on the page. I could have clicked the button. I could have my piss controller right now, and I don't. If anyone has a PS4 piss controller that looks like the BB thing that they don't want anymore, please hit me up. Anyway, please continue.
Yeah, so I don't know if this is my controllers or not, because I keep switching back and forth just to kind of see if that is a thing.
I'm 100% say this is your fault. You did something wrong.
I don't know if it just feels like sometimes Sam is just like, hey, I'm just going to go hard right. And it doesn't matter how much like stuff I have on me or like in my car, or if I'm just completely empty. He will just be like, oh yeah, I'm just going to like go this way. And it's just like, dude, what are you doing? Like, I'm trying to like control you as a game.
There are 2 things. Either you're having some hard drift and maybe it is your fault.
Yeah.
Or you hit a rock and the whole thing just went crazy.
Well, that's the thing. Sometimes it'll be a flat, like I'll just be in like a flat surface.
I'm blaming you. Then if it's on a flat surface.
I think it's my controllers, because like I've had them a while, but like
I'm noticing a trend on this show, which is when something is good and you say it's bad, then we dig into it and it turns out it's your fault.
Yeah.
I want to talk about my favorite part of this game.
That is the best show.
It's a great show. I want to talk about my favorite moment I had in this game.
Yeah.
In that it was one of the fucking most difficult ones, and it was fucking stressful. And by the time I got out, I never wanted to go back to this area, but fuck, looking back on it is great. There's this place called the Wind Farm. Mm-hmm. The Wind Farm is behind a bunch of dense trees and a big forest, and you have to get to it. It's where they have a bunch of like wind generators, and you need to deliver some shit to them. That forest is fucking haunted.
Oh, really?
Every single inch of it is crawling with BTs. And this is on, we didn't really talk about it. There's 3 main maps. There's Eastern America, there's Central America, and there's Western America. On the first map, Eastern America, at the beginning of the game, before you have any upgrades, before you've really done anything, they ask you to go to the wind farm for the main story. Mm-hmm. And you have to get through this fucking haunted ass forest with with only standard equipment, with no upgrades, no ability to build any, this is before zip lines are a thing. This is before the knife that lets you kill BTs is a thing. That forest fucking sucked. But in the best way possible. What I mean by that is it was fucking crawling with them, and I was nervous, and I got caught once, and they pull you into their sludge and you have to get out of it. Mm-hmm. And you have to make sure that you don't fall down, because if they pull you all the way, it makes a big giant duty monster show up, and it's fuck.
Oh, you know what? to talk about that, when it pulls you into Sledge and you have to fight one of the duty monsters, that shit sucks too, because you drop like almost everything that you have, and then it drags you to another part of the map to fight.
Yeah, where you
and
don't
it's
have
just
anything.
like, motherfucker, like, are you serious?
It's bringing up like old cities from the past that are like supposed to be dead. Like, oh, it's so
it is cool though. Like, I gotta give it that. Yeah,
cool.
it does.
Yeah, there's duty monsters everywhere. It's great. Fucking, I love the wind farm. Everyone calls it like, fuck this place, I'm never going back. It's like, I had to go back eventually, but by the time I went back, I could build fucking zip lines. So it's like, yeah, this fucking haunted forest suck one. But that's like the third time this episode I've said can suck one. I think that's my new favorite. I really do like
that's
to say
your catchphrase.
I do like to say that things can suck one. So I just want to.
You know what's funny is I had a completely different experience. For me, going through that area was super fucking easy. I got in and out, never really saw BTs. Like, and I don't know what it was. Like, I think because I beelined it through the story. Like, I didn't really do optional quests and stuff. So, like, once I made the delivery and connected it, it immediately opened a whole road system to it. So I was just like, oh, okay, cool. Like, and I would just like hop on my vehicle and just drive straight past the forest, basically.
Yeah.
So I never really had that experience, like, going through.
The first time I went through, I guess I got off the beaten path and I got.
I can totally see that though.
I got ghost nut all over me.
Yeah, because there are definitely areas like, I would say there's a section in the mountains, like in the snow part, where there are like some just like pillars. It's just, I guess, like northeast of Mountain Knot City. That place fucked with me.
By the Mountaineer and the spiritualist or whatever.
Yeah, just right around there. Because that place always fucked, and I hated it. And then eventually I avoided it out because I fucking died there. But I built a zipline system around it. And again, that's another thing actually that just reminded me of one thing that really drives me crazy about this game. And I know I've mentioned this kind of stuff before.
Yeah, go ahead.
I fucking hate every single fucking time when it rains, it turns into timefall rain or heavy timefall rain, whatever, or a BT shows up, it fucking stops the game and lets you fucking know.
Hey, you fucked up. There's a way to you're a fucking idiot. There's a way to turn that off.
Is there? Oh my god, I have to do that because oh my god, it drives me nuts.
So they added that with I think they added that with the director's cut, which you should be playing, but they turned it off where you're absolutely right. That shit sucks ass.
It's so annoying.
So basically every time you come into an area where the BTs are, your little radar buddy will be like, hey, something's going on. And then when you're actually like heavy in BT where it's like you got to stop, it takes like 3 or 4 seconds. And even if you're the worst part is if you're driving a car because it doesn't let you brake. So sometimes it'll stop and you'll keep going. And it's like, well, now I'm not on the road anymore. But in the director's edition, they turned on the ability to just like, we're not going to do that anymore.
Yeah, because, man, that shit drives me crazy.
Since you didn't play the original one, you don't have the right to complain about that.
I am playing the original one, actually.
No, you're playing the director's cut.
I am not. I don't have a PS5.
Oh, that's right. You're fucking GameFly'd this shit.
Yeah, PS4.
No, the PS4 director's cut should have just been an upgrade.
Really?
Free. Or maybe it was a couple bucks, but like
I'll look on a PlayStation Network tonight because
you should be able to just. No, I don't even think it's that. I think it's just a free upgrade. Like it should
maybe it has just updated then or something. I don't know. I'll look into it. And
what's
see,
this is all your fault. You
okay, good. I'm glad to know that because man, I was just like, I can't really believe that this is a fucking mechanic in the because it will start raining and I'm just like, I hate this. Like I know it's raining. I don't care. Just let me keep moving. Like, and then of course you have to mash X through fucking. Result screens where I'm just like, I don't care. I get it. I got stuff. Like I don't.
Once again, you're a fucking idiot. This has been it since the beginning. If you just hit R1, it'll auto skip everything, and then you won't have to look at all that.
Well, I have that on, but it still has to tick through everything.
I'm so sorry that you hate result screens.
Yeah, just hit skip all.
You finish the mission. They're gonna show you your stats. I don't know. You're dumb.
Yeah.
All right. Should we talk about trophies? Or is there anything else we wanted to go over?
I don't know. I kind of hit everything on that I wanted to talk about. I
think that when it comes down to it, the reason I really like this game is the reason I like open world games.
Mm-hmm.
It is if I'm playing this for trophies, I have a very set things I need to do, but for the most part, I'm checking things off a checklist.
Yes.
I have developed the gameplay for me for this game was developing my Uber route, getting all of the highways. You can build an interstate system out of roads so you can travel. And then building my zip line so it's like, well, I can drive up here, get onto my zip line to go to this area, then get back to my car.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was just doing everything I needed to do to get all of the stars and all of the everythings, and then boom, I have the trophy. So let's talk about, by the way, I think I said this last time, the director's cut was my 850th overall trophy.
Hell yeah.
Or platinum trophy, I mean. Let's talk about the trophies in this game.
Yeah, let's.
First of all, if you want to get one of these trophies, you have to be playing this game on the hardest difficulty. But hard only affects fights with BTs. That's it. So you can keep it on the hardest difficulty and do all this, and nothing's actually that hard.
Well, that's good. I've just been playing it on easy because I was just like, yeah, I just want to.
You won't get the platinum, but we've established that I have more trophies than you. So, is this the first time I've ever said that when we weren't at the beginning or end of the show?
I think so. Unless it's been like introduced.
Episode's over. Play the outro. No, take it back. We're back.
Yeah, we faked you out there.
That was a
sneaky Halloween.
That was a little Halloween come early.
That was a trick or treat.
So, trophies. So, first of all, you've got your standard. There's 15 episodes in this game. 14 episodes and a prologue. You got complete 36 standard orders. Standard orders are your orders for Sam are story orders, and standard orders are like, hey, just kind of the whatever order. It's like, hey, will you please deliver this to this? They're side missions.
Yeah, they're side missions.
The thing that you need to be playing on hard for is the trophy Birth of a Legend and Growth of a Legend.
Gotcha.
Complete 10 premium deliveries with an evaluation of Legend or Legend of Legends in every single category, and complete 20 premium deliveries with an evaluation of Legend of Legends in all categories. There are categories for your stats, which don't actually matter or do anything, that look like a star. And I forget what they are, but it's like time, quality, damage.
Bridges, like...
strands.
Yeah, it's...
Basically, every type of there are 4 types that are based on the type of mission you're going to do, and one that's like an online thing. But the online thing is more like, did you build something? And
it's super easy. Just build a road in the first map, and you've got it done real quick.
But basically, you have to do 80 different premium deliveries. Are harder versions of the standard deliveries that are like timed, or you can have harder restrictions, like get this here in 3 minutes, or get this here but it can't take more than 90, it's got to have 90%. Every box has a health bar, basically. When you fall over and things break, things take damage. So you have to do 80 all over, and you have to get the highest triple S rank, basically, which is really easy when you have this entire zipline network, and so nothing takes damage and you get there in 2 minutes.
Yeah.
So that's the one that so my friends Garrett and Brian love this game, and they were both playing it, and they 5-starred everything, which I'll talk about 5-starring in a second.
Mm-hmm.
But they didn't do. I was like, hey, if you just put this on hard and do this, you'll get this trophy and you'll get the platinum. And of course, them just no, we didn't need to do that. And then they got done. It's like, what's this trophy we didn't get? And I'm like, you fucking morons.
Now, could I still do that? Like, if I round out the end of it and I'm just like, oh yeah, I want to do this. It's just turn it to hard and then do those 10 missions.
80 missions, but it's just that it's 20 for each category, except
gotcha. Okay,
it's 20 for the 4 categories. So it's 80 overall. The thing is, doing it now will just make it easier, because if you're just mainlining the story, then it's fine, because you're not doing any of these anyway. So if you ever want to go back and do it, when you're done with the story, this is something you can do at any time. It's never missable. It's just that they were doing everything. And it's like, well, if you had been doing this at the same time.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, that makes sense. I see.
So we've got some easy ones, like issue a supply request. That's asking another player for stuff. Complete an order with a delivery bot. You can eventually unlock delivery bots that you can send to do missions for you.
Yeah.
You won't get good ratings, but you'll get likes. I don't know. It seems useless.
Yeah.
Do
you still get materials and stuff from those missions? Maybe maybe it's just a way to farm.
You can, but I always had I never had a problem. Like once you unlock the ability to, okay, so the trophy I want to talk about next, which is the one that I was talking about that you're talking about, is called Best Beloved. Reach the maximum connection level with all facilities. Every facility has like their own internal XP bar.
Yeah.
Of like, if you keep doing stuff for them, they'll like you more. And when they like you the most, you get a star, which you put on your pants. It means I like you the most. Different ones will give you different awards. Like, hey, if you do the Chiral artist, he'll give you some gold boots that don't. Oh, yeah. We never talked about how you have to keep replacing your boots or else your feet will start bleeding.
Yeah.
But you can get things like better boots or gold, chiralium plated. Gold is chiralium. And chiralium plated things last longer. And so everything breaks down. All gear breaks down. So you have to keep building new gear. And so sometimes you get better gear or better prints for new gear. And so you want to get 5 stars with every person, right?
Yeah.
Well, if you're doing that at the same time that you're doing the premium missions, it'll get done faster. And that's what I was talking about.
That makes sense.
There's a trophy for connecting all facilities to the Chiral Network, the United Cities of America. There are some people out in the wastes that are in bunkers on their own that you could play this entire game and never meet. You got to get to all of them. There's one for getting your first like, one for getting up to 50,000 likes. Not that hard.
Yeah, that I've already done too.
Yeah,
like
you can deliver lost cargo. You can find cargo out in the world that just says somebody. I could find a thing that says Blaze lost this, and if you deliver it, and so Blaze can pick it up again, you get a trophy. There are collectibles in memory chips. There's about, I think, 40 or 50 of them that are all basically USB sticks with things that Kojima likes that he wants people to know about when they buy. It's like, here's things about my favorite albums, and you can find one like on the movie Akira, and like, here's a cool motorcycle that I like. Here's a motorcycle. It's
such a goofy like.
Have you found the motorcycle that you get through a memory card that's based on the fucking show that Norman Reedus had on AMC called Ride? Oh yeah,
but
the fucking show Norman Reedus Ride on AMC exists in this world, and you can get an AMC branded motorcycle
at the very beginning of the game too. Like when they're kind of explaining the showers, the first shower he walks in.
Whenever you take a piss and shit, you watch the Norman Reedus show. While taking a shit.
Because it did that like right at the very beginning. It had like Ride with Norman Reedus AMC like on the shower, and I was just like, "Are you fucking kidding me with this?"
There's one collectible that if you find it, you'll unlock a like blueprint to build the Norman Reedus Ride bike, and it is literally one of the normal trikes, but on one side it says Ride, and the other side it's got the AMC logo. It's fucking amazing.
Jeez.
There's one for like reading 100 emails, reading 100 interviews, which are like you can unlock more lore shit.
Yeah.
You can find out in the wastes. You can find hot springs and take a bath, and you can see Norman Reedus' naked butt, and you get a trophy for looking at his butt. Hey, if you can make BB like you the most, you'll get a trophy. I'm skipping a couple because I want to talk about the ones that like are the long-term ones here in a second, but I'm just going over, it's a lot of like weird things like, help porters get through a mule or terrorist area by taking out all the terrorists so that other porters can walk through.
Yeah.
Getting grade 60 in all delivery evaluation. So getting to number 60 and all of those points on the star gets you one. Defeating the big the duty monster gets you one. Taking a nap in the world gets you one. Changing your boots gets you one.
Yeah, it's a lot of like very basic stuff that like I guess you technically don't really need to do, but if you do, you get an achievement.
There's a trophy if you piss outside.
Yeah.
So when you piss outside, you make a mushroom, and then other people can see your mushroom. And if they piss on it, it makes the mushroom bigger. And if you keep pissing on it, it'll become a heal spot.
Yeah. Which is like, I think I just figured that out in the last couple hours because I was just like, oh my gosh, like that's what this is, isn't it? And then sure enough, yep.
You can get a trophy for giving BB if BB starts crying, you can hold him or her actually.
Yeah.
So a spoiler, BB's actually a girl. You can hold her. We've already talked about it. Like I said. You can hold BB, and you can do a little rockabye, and your Odra deck comes down and acts like a little mobile.
Yeah, that was another thing I just noticed. Like, I think yesterday I was like, oh my god, it's a little mobile. It's just like rotating there, just like it would over a crib. I was really just like, see, it's small stuff like that where I'm just like, man, Kojima just.
There's a dedicated button.
So good.
There's a dedicated button. If you press the what's it called? The trackpad, the big button on the PS4 controller where you're on the world, you'll yell, "Hey, it's me, Sam."
Yeah.
And if randomly someone else you're connected to has pressed it recently, it'll go back, "It's me, Sam too," and there's a trophy for that. You have to just keep pressing it until it happens randomly.
I think I got that one because whenever that happened, like I had a good laugh, and then I was like, "Oh, I got a fucking trophy for it." All right.
Okay, so I want to talk about the long-term trophies that extend the life of this game. So number one was the getting everybody to 5 stars.
Yeah,
that's definitely
there's a lot of fucking.
There's like I believe 39 stars you need because it counts all of the what they call the preppers, which are the people out on their own. That's like the geologist, the collector, the Ludens fan, the musician, or Mountain Knot City, the distribution center south of Lake Knot City, like all of these places. You have to get all of them to the max, and that definitely is the long-term goal of this game. That and the do all of the missions on the hard. The other things that are really the long-term ones are build one of everything. So you have to get every blueprint in the game and build it all at once. Mm-hmm. There's also one for building every type of structure. Those are the things that you use the Chiral printer for, that are things like the generator or the zip line, shit like that.
Yeah.
And then there's one for upgrading every single type of structure to level 3. That one also takes a lot of resources, but it's fun. You just you build everything and you get it up. And that was one of the last trophies. The last trophy I got was definitely the collectibles. Yeah. And that actually led to, if you're watching this on YouTube right now, I'll pull up, you'll see the screenshot of my platinum for this trophy, which is the best timed trophy I accidentally ever got. Let's see if I still have it and can show it to Chris. So I'm showing this to Chris right now, and Chris is showing it to you. So every time you turn a memory stick, every single memory stick, you turn them in batches, but one of the characters will come up and say, "Oh, thanks for getting this." I turned in the last one I needed, and Fragile came up on like a hologram and said, "How did you get this?" I don't know what to say except thanks. And at the same time that it said that, the platinum trophy was in the corner. So it's like, I don't know. I thought it was funny. The timing of fucking Fragile going, "How the fuck did you get this platinum trophy, you piece of shit?" So for the viewers at home,
the rules,
you get to see that right there.
Yeah. Did you how was searching for like the little memory chips and stuff? Because
by the time that I got to it, someone had already made a guide.
Oh, because I was gonna say, like, in the game, they're already just like, I haven't really been picking them up.
Are they on your fucking map? Are they
every single one? It's on the map, where it's just like, hey, it's right here. It's right here.
They weren't on. So that must be a thing from the upgrade. They weren't on my map. So I had to go looking for them. There's about one. There's at least one. There's at least one in every mule camp or terrorist camp, and there's usually at least one in every BT area, and then the rest are just random places around the world. Like I said, there's only one that really matters to pick up, and that's the Normus. We call him Normus. Normus Reedus. I called Norman Reedus Normus once, and now I still get shit for that. So I just call him Normus on purpose now. I tend to do that. Okay, hold on. Side thing. Being my friend, have you noticed that I fuck up words a lot?
Not really. But I do that to myself, though.
The other, at PAX, I accidentally called Macho Man Randy Savage Randy Man Macho Savage. And I'm still getting shit from Rocco about that. He fucking made a joke about it on their latest Interactive Hellfest.
Oh, man. That's so good.
It's now my Twitter bio is now Randy Man Macho Savage. Anyway.
Shit. Well, see, to bring back, well, no, I haven't really noticed that, but like I do the same thing, but also, for anyone that doesn't know, I lived in Japan for 3 years, so I didn't really speak English for 3 years.
You've mentioned it on you've mentioned it on every episode of this podcast. Hey, I don't know if you know this yet. Chris has lived in Japan, and you haven't.
have.
Hey, listener out there, you dumb piece of shit. Have you lived in Japan like Chris? I don't know if you have. Chris is going to mention it about how they are so much cooler than you because they've lived in Japan.
Well, it was a very formative time of my life, but it fucked up the way I speak English. So like I stutter a lot, or like I think about what I say, because when I think about speaking English now, I think about saying it in a way that is more universal or more understanding of people who don't speak English. So that for me, it's like I fuck up constantly. That's why, like, especially listening to the show, I'm sure drives some people crazy. Like I'm a little bit slower to get going because it's like in my brain, I'm thinking through different languages a lot, and then it's like I'm trying to construct it in a way that if you are not native to speaking English, maybe it's a little bit more simple to understand or something, just because it's like,
And I'm truly of the mind that I got diagnosed. They say I had ADHD. Mm-hmm. My parents didn't believe it. Maybe I didn't. Maybe they were right. And I think my brain just goes really fast. And I start saying the word that I'm thinking about next before I said the word.
Before you said the word, yeah.
Yeah, I'm like saying, I'm talking like those fucking aliens out of Arrival. Like, fucking, I'm saying the words that come after the words all at the same time.
Right.
But that's fine. I got a brain thing. Who fucking cares?
Yeah, we all do. But
I just say I'm so fucking smart. I'm on another level. I'm just saying words.
Yeah, if you were on this level, you would understand.
Listen, if you weren't a fucking there who hasn't lived in Japan and doesn't have as many trophies, because that's why we're so cool, you would get it. Have I insulted our audience enough yet?
If we haven't yet, send us an email. Let us know.
Let us know what you think about it.
You know what? Actually, or if we offended you, I still want to hear from you. Send us an email. Let us know how we offended you. But no, to bring back with the
say something offensive. Go ahead. Don't get us canceled.
Metal Gear Solid 4 is still Kojima's best game.
No, I want to kick your ass.
But as to say with the memory chips, that might have been a thing because you probably played the game in its early stage. For me, it's like I ran into somebody who I'm connected to now in the game who has gone through and just marked every single one on the map with the little emote things that you can drop on the ground that let people know, like, hey, there's a ghost in this area, or hey, it tends to rain here a lot, so avoid it, or like, the little keep on keeping on, like thumbs up, just so that it like gets your stamina going. Yeah. Like somebody marked them all, so I kind of looked at it and I was just like, I mean, there's no reason for me not to get these since they're just labeled on the map. But now there's just so much just shit on the map. It's just kind of like, I just don't even want to try to, sift through it to find them. That's another thing I actually had a problem with was just the colors. I kind of feel like I couldn't read the map sometimes just because everything is blue. And I was just like, I wish I could change some of these colors just because I don't have like a color blindness or anything. I have a lot of friends that do, and I could see that being a problem. But I assume there's a colorblind mode. I haven't investigated it, but I hope that there is, because like even somebody like I don't have any kind of issue like that, or it's just hard for me to differentiate some things at times because literally everything on the map is blue. It's just this glowing blue, and it's just like, oh, where am I? Like half the times I'll miss my objective just because it's the same color as literally everything else on your map. So little nitpick.
I think that I want to end Death Stranding by saying that it is absolutely one of the best and most relaxing 2 weeks of playing a game I've ever had. I think the story is ridiculous on a level that I've never seen before, which makes me, at the time I hated it, but now looking back, it's like, no, you know what? You let Kojima go full Kojima, and sure, sometimes it doesn't work, but I respect it. And I'm okay with it. It unfortunately did not become my favorite game that year, and it was going to be the best game I thought of 2019. And then I played Control, which is now one of my favorite games of all time, which we will definitely one day talk about on this podcast, but not anytime soon because I want it to come out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And I think that this game, I'm going to rate this game on a fun level, easily 9 out of 10.
That's big.
On a trophy level, it is very grindy at the end, but once again, I enjoyed the grind. It never felt like a slog. I had a good time the whole time because I enjoyed setting up my network and doing everything. Nothing was too hard, and there were some missions that were actually pretty challenging because there was one for a trophy dealing with like Higgs where there was this one station it's actually spoiler. It was his base, and you could go in there and you had to break it open. But you didn't know that yet. You had to keep delivering pizzas to it, and one of them is you have to hold this pizza, and you can't zipline when you're holding things in your hand. So I couldn't use my zipline. So I had to run all the way from the most southern tip of the map, the Timefall Farm, to the top of the map before this pizza got cold, because I'm also carrying champagne. So it's a pizza and some Timefall beer, which is like, and you can't, I don't think you could drive a car, and you can't take a zip line. Oh no, you could drive a car, but I didn't have a car around. So I had to get back. And so it was just like this, fuck, I was so set up for zip lines, and now I'm on a timer and I'm fucked. And so like it would every once in a while, it would kind of fuck with you a little bit. It's like,
Yeah.
I'm in my zone, I'm in my gear, everything is fine. Oh fuck, everything's gone to hell. And it was like trying to recover from it. And I never got pissed. I always like, shit. Okay, cool. I have corrected and I've done it. So I love this game. I definitely recommend it. As far as getting the, like I said, getting the trophies, because some things were hard and took a time, I'm going to say difficulty-wise, it's like a solid 3 or a 4. But fun of getting trophies, I'm going to call it an 8, because some people might not like it as much as I did.
Yeah.
And now, Chris is going to break my heart. Go ahead, Chris.
So I think that I really enjoy my time with the game so far. I think
You're
a
not
lot
done
of
with it, and you're definitely going to finish. Go ahead.
I think I will, because I really am enjoying, like, every time I get story stuff, I'm just so gripped. I'm so in, like, this is the best TV show that Hideo Kojima has ever written. This, I wish, were just like, a 20-part, HBO series or something, because like I think it could be really, really cool. And I really think it lends itself to that, especially with the actors. I know we haven't really talked a lot about it, but like, since they use actors like Mads Mikkelsen and Norman Reedus,
Mads Mikkelsen won the Game Award for best.
He deserved it.
No, he didn't.
Really?
Matthew Peretta from Control should have won.
Oh.
But he was a solid number 2. But because he's Mads fucking Mikkelsen, he got the award.
I don't know.
I want to go on record as saying, if you've played Control, Matthew Peretta, the guy that plays Dr. Casper Darling, who is the dude that's always in all the live action parts. By the way, he was the voice of Alan Wake, and also he was in Robin Hood Men in Tights as Scarlet Will O'Hara. He did the best job, and I loved him the most. So
see, when I play Control, I'll be able to like have a reference for it, but like the acting in this game rules. Like if there's ever been an argument, because I know that some people are like, why are they putting like Giancarlo Esposito in Far Cry? It's like, that's dumb. He's an actor. Like, what? It's like, no, he's great, and he's gonna make that great. Like, I think if you get people in there that kind of get the idea of like what the creator is going for, like Kojima, him fostering a relationship with like all these different actors that he got to be in here, you could clearly tell that they bought into his crazy, and it shows through their performance, because there are times when I'm sitting here looking at it and the animation of everyone is so fucking good. It's like, oh my God, I'm sitting here watching a show with Norman Reedus standing here and there's Mads Mikkelsen, and it's like, oh no, wait, this is a video game that I'm playing. It's like, but that's weird and great, but at the same time, it's like, I think it's just because I've maybe just like bulldozing through the story so quick and playing it, just try to, have the taste of it that I've had now. Maybe that's kind of marred my experience a little bit, but I think it's great. If you're into box checking games, this is the game for you. I highly recommend this. If you're into open world games, it's the game for you. Like, check it out. Like, I would definitely recommend this game just because it's crazy. It's weird. It's a lot of like Kingdom Hearts, like this is the reason for this, and it is.
How
it
fucking
is.
Did you know this game is not? Wow.
It is Kingdom Hearts.
I'm mad that you said that.
You're going to play Kingdom Hearts. See, this is the part of the show where I bring this up every time. You're going to play it, and then you're going to be like, oh my God, this is just like Death Stranding, because there's so many moments of just like just believe in this nonsense thing that I'm telling you now, and eventually you'll kind of just have an idea of like what that nonsense thing is. And it's like, well, what causes that nonsense thing? Well, it's this other nonsense thing, and it just builds on itself like over and over. That is this game.
I'm so scared that we keep talking, you keep saying things like that. I'm so scared that I'm going to play Kingdom Hearts and like fall in love with it and be a Kingdom Hearts person.
You will.
I don't want to be a Kingdom Hearts person.
But
Wait,
yeah, like, it has that like nonsense to it.
Say that I'm going to be a Kingdom Hearts person again.
You are going to be a Kingdom Hearts person.
Now, did you beat this game?
No, I am.
Yes or no? Did you beat this game?
No.
Finish the game.
I will. I'm like towards the like there are, I think it's 80 missions that you have to do like to beat the game. Did you? And I'm on like 60. No, I would give this game.
Go on and rank the game that you didn't beat yet. Go and rank the game you didn't beat yet. Go
So far, I would give this game probably. I think at the end it's probably an 8 out of 10.
Okay.
I think it's a solid. It's a solid game. It's just that,
you know what? I'm willing to accept your wrong view. It should be higher, but it's not. I really thought you were going to be very disrespectful and say
no, because it is a great game. It's just that I think that there are a lot of times that the game makes itself not fun, and it's only because the game has this set of rules.
Never not fun.
And sometimes it's like, well, you can bend the rule a little bit, like what I was saying, like with a vehicle. Like a vehicle is always going to cross over a rock, no matter how. Or technically, like the rock is relatively very small compared to this large vehicle, this large wheel, even compared to the rock that would go over it. And it's not fun in games when that tiny little pebble on the ground will repel your car down a mountain and then you lost 10 minutes of progress. Like, that is never fun, and that is something that happens in this game all too frequently. So it's like from a gameplay standpoint, it's like I like the gameplay. I think that it just needed a little bit more time to cook. And it's like I think that there are some of those things where like it could have probably even been fixed in like an update or something, where it's just like, hey, there are some moments where the vehicles just don't really work the way they should, or like the way you traverse doesn't really work the way you should, especially since it has a terrain map to show you where you should be walking. And then sometimes it just won't do what you need it to do in that moment. Like even if you're in totally blue, okay areas, sometimes your character just has a mind of their own. And part of me thinks like that has to be like design, that there has to be like ghost BTs like pushing you or something, right? Like I don't know what it is, but it's just like if it's just gameplay and it's just mechanically happening because that's how it's built, I really got to come down on that. That's bad gameplay. But like if it's design, then it's like I understand it and I would be willing to give it the benefit of the doubt. But I never know because it's Hideo Kojima. But it's like, yeah, there are moments where it's just gameplay is just not fun, and it's just like, God, I hate this. Like I just want to get over a rock or just get over this puddle, and it won't let me build a bridge because eventually a road will be there. It's like, yeah, it's just, I don't know. There's just those little things where I kind of think it holds the game back. But if this were just a show and you just had the story digest from just being a show and not something you play, boy, it'd probably be like closer to a 10 out of 10, because the story, I find, as just crazy nonsense as Hideo Kojima could be, it is really good Kojima. It's a really good Kojima thing.
At the time that it came out, I was like, I fucking love this game, but the story is absolute complete bullshit. He's gone too crazy. And now as I like sit back and look at it, the reflect, and having now played it kind of twice, I didn't really talk about it all. That I got the second platinum on the director's cut, which I thought I was going to play it again. I uploaded my save. I was like, nope, here's every trophy except for the new stuff. And it was literally, I got every trophy except for build every item, build every structure, and upgrade every structure, because I just had to build the new things. And I played around the game for a good, I did on a Saturday, I think, and I just played around for about 10 hours. Did the new things they added. They added like a racetrack. They added like this new mission, which I want to really quickly talk about that. They added this new mission. You remember that thing they showed, like the fucking Metal Gear thing?
Yeah.
Spoilers. That is it. That literally, that's thing they show is it. So you're like, hey, we found, all of a sudden you get this message like, hey, we found a weird bunker. You should go check it out. And the thing is, like, this is now added to the game. So someone starting from the beginning, like you, should have if you had upgraded correctly, you should have gotten this already. And it gives you some stuff that's really good at the beginning of the game. But me having already had everything, it's kind of useless. But you get to this fucking bunker and like, hey, there's a weird bunker, but we can't go in it. Okay, well, download the data and come back. All right, you did it. All right, now I'm going to go back over here and I'm going to... Okay, now we should be able to get in, and we need you to sneak in. Well, you walk in, but the sneaking is not very good, so I immediately got caught and I just shot everyone in the head. Okay, well, you got to think, but there's another door. Why don't you bring that back and then we can go back over and you do it again. Then you get that scene where he's trying to get in the box and it's like, all right, now here's a big room, sneak by all them. And I went, well, sneaking didn't work last time, and I just shot them all in the head. That's the last mission. And at the end of it, you find out that the whole thing is about that Fragile's dad. Guess what? Fragile, also a BB. And that's why she also has dooms. And her dad's not really her dad. It's the scientist that broke her out. And her mom didn't like it and shot herself. And then you get out and there's a little graveyard and you see a BT over a gravestone. And then she goes to heaven. That's it. And at the end of it, you get a taser gun.
Hell yeah.
The other things they added is they added a racetrack where you can do some drifting. It's not the best, but it's fun. And you get a cool dragster and you can play songs on it. And they also added some stuff that was on the PC only version, which are a bunch of missions that are related to Half-Life.
Oh,
and
that's weird.
Cyberpunk. And they're all the Cyberpunk missions are, hey, there's a chip from a guy named V. Will you go get it? And every time you do, you unlock some new stuff. Like you can unlock fucking Johnny Silverhand's glasses. And you can unlock one of the reverse tracks that has that red motorcycle print. You can get a new type of glove that's Johnny Silverhand's silver hand. That's just lets you punch guys harder.
Oh,
and all of the Half-Life stuff is, hey, I'm from this city and I really want this cube. I don't know why. And you'll go out and you'll find a fucking companion cube and you bring it back. And then at the end, it's like, ha, 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 it was me, GLaDOS, all along. You got me all the cubes, and now I've got them. And you can get things like, you can get a big truck with the Half-Life symbol on it, or you can get gravity gloves. And that was fine. I just played around with that. And then, yeah, so I got the platinum. I didn't have to play it twice. I just had to play it a little bit more. And then I just kind of played it just to play it around. I just, did some missions to walk around a little bit and got into it. So if you have already played this game, should you go back and play the director's cut? No. Unless you're looking for the platinum trophy like me, then yes.
Or if you're just looking to get a couple hours more out of the game.
Yeah.
Just looking to do
the thing though. It was like $30.
Yeah.
Or no, $10. It was an amount of money that was probably not worth it.
That makes sense.
I think it was only $10. I don't remember, but I did it because I wanted to play it and I wanted it to be my 105th trophy and I wanted to talk about it on this, so I don't regret doing it. But if you have never played this game before, there's never a better time to start it because now you have all this stuff from the start, and that's fine. If you have already played this game and put it on the shelf, should you go back to it? Probably not. Did you platinum this game and now you want another platinum? Sure, then do that. That's what I want to say about the director's cut.
Well, hey.
And I think that's it.
Stranding, right?
Hey, what a great game that we definitely loved and has no problems. Yep, too late. My episode. Hey, but now it's time to hear what you thought about things, and it's time for viewer mail.
Yeah.
Wait, let's play the viewer mail song. Viewer mail.
Hell yeah. We got mail from our friend Tylon. Says, hey, Ryan and Chris, really loved the Saints Row the Third episode of I Have More Trophies Than You. And I got to say, I agree with everything Dr. Ryan said about Saints Row 3.
Yeah! Fuck you, Chris. Fuck you, Chris.
He says, I have very fond memories of playing the game, from ridiculous outfits, funny / fun gameplay, and almost all of their music choices. Nothing beats storming the penthouse to the tune of Power by Kanye West. But... see, I knew Tylon. Tylon always comes through.
For a century.
I also want to say that I also agree with Blaze and that GTA 5 is a really good story mode.
Stop talking. I don't approve of anything after. You should stop at the power thing. I don't care what he says.
But I do, because he proves my point here. He says that the characters are very funny and I enjoyed constantly switching between the three. Other than that, I don't care for 5. Except for maybe that it's set in San Andreas. So, or he says, or any GTA for that matter, except San Andreas. Okay, so he likes San Andreas, which those games are getting a remaster.
So, I'm sorry, you're saying that he liked the game?
He likes the story mode of 5, but doesn't care about any.
Got it. So, just answer the question. Did Tylon liked GTA 5?
Yes, he liked GTA 5.
Where are your brains, in your ass?
And then he ends it with...
What I gotta say about that?
Anyway, keep up the great, excellent work with the awesome podcast. And if you get the chance, I recommend you playing Dead Space. Doesn't have to be for an episode, just as good Halloween fun since it's around the corner.
I played Dead Space on the 360. I have a PS3 copy. I should probably play that. I kind of wanted to play it right closer to when the new one comes out, so I can have it better in my mind, so I can play the new one and be like, yeah, this adds up or this doesn't add up. But we'll
do that. We'll do that. Like a sneak peek for the future, guys. We might do a Dead Space.
No. A sneak peek.
Sneak peek. Yeah,
we call them sneak
freaks. That's
from the. Did you ever see the Matrix Nerds video?
No, I haven't.
You've seen it,
Do
right?
I have homework?
That's the Freeman 713. I am a Sentinel.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
My favorite part of that, as funny as all that is, my absolute favorite part of that is when the news guy says, well, they came here for a sneak peek. I've always called it a sneak peek ever since.
It's pretty good. I like it. Is this taking to use Tylon? Thank you, Tylon. Shout out. Huge.
Wait, hold on.
Huge shout out.
Hold on.
Sure, man. He's elite.
That's what we think about Tylon. He's elite.
Tylon's the fucking greatest. Always super positive. But thank you for the email, dude.
Wait. One more thing.
Thank you for calling.
There we go. That's how we're gonna end. We're gonna end every.
Thank you for calling.
Thank you for calling.
This is the end, my friend.
We're wrapping up. This is
there we go. Yep, I like it. I'm in on it. I like the soundboard.
This thing. All right. Well, we got to wrap this up. I picked a great game. I've picked nothing but good games. You've been the only one to pick a bad game. With Final Fantasy 15. You need to redeem yourself.
And Saints Row the Third. Let's not forget that.
No, you picked a great game. You know what? I'm retroactively taking that game. That's one of mine. You need to redeem yourself.
Okay.
Pick me a winner, Chris.
I got an idea.
Did you just sneeze?
I coughed. I couldn't get to
Leave this in. Unprofessional.
I don't know what happened to me. Actually,
Techno weenie.
it happened because the weather is getting a little bit colder.
Oh, it is.
I'm ready for. I don't know if I'm really ready for the winter times, but I'm getting out my warm jacket and everything. I thought that me and you could take a nice little vacation to a small town in Colorado and check out South Park: The Stick of Truth.
I would love to talk about a great game called South Park: The Stick of Truth, and I'm very excited for the next episode.
Oh man, I'm ready.
This is hey, I gotta say, how many episodes what episode number is this?
I don't know, because since I edit them, I listen to them so much that I just lose track. I think this is 7. Is this Lucky 7?
Hold on. Jedi, Star Wars, or no, Star Wars. Yep. Resident Evil 7, Resident Evil 8. What did we do after that?
Final Fantasy.
Oh, the bad one. Hades.
Yep.
Then Saints Row, and then this was 7. So
7.
We're 7 episodes in.
Shit.
How you like it so far? Why don't you call us up on our non-existent hotline that is actually an email address and let us know. And do me a favor, go tell a friend about the podcast and tell them to listen to it so that we get more people to listen to it, because more people listening means more fun that we get to have with all of our friends out there, and those are you. And the more people that listen are the more people that I get to dunk on, because no matter who's out there, there's only 97 people that this doesn't apply to, and I know they ain't listening. So everyone out there, if you're listening, I got one important thing to tell you.
And what's that?
I have more trophies than you, Gerard the Completionist. That's a double dunk.
Gerard, we love you.
Yeah, we love you. Sorry, end the show.
Hey, thank you so much for listening to our podcast. If you'd like to send us questions, gaming memories, comments, or if you just want to know when the next episode's going to drop, then you can follow us on Twitter at MoreTrophiesPod. That's MoreTrophiesPod. That's More Trophies Pod. Also, you can email us at ihavemoretrophiesthanyou@gmail.com. It's just the name of the show, all one word, at gmail.com. Also, be sure to follow Ryan at Dr._Ryan on Twitter. You can also keep up to date with his Monday night Twitch streams office hours at twitch.tv/Dr._Ryan. That's Dr_RYAN. Dr_Ryan on both Twitch and Twitter. And follow Chris on Twitter at Burezu in Japan. Now, I know what you're thinking. Don't worry, I'm going to spell it out for you right now. That's BUREZUINJAPAN. It's all one word, Burezu in Japan on Twitter. And when they are streaming, you can check them out at twitch.tv/BlazeTK. That's BLAZE, the letter T, the letter K on Twitch. BlazeTK. Thank you again so much, everyone. We'll see you in the next episode.